Chicago's Michael Jordan. Indiana's Reggie Miller. Surprisingly, these longtime rivals have never met in the playoffs until today. Other than the incomparable Jordan himself, perhaps no player has had more big postseason moments in this decade than Miller. But while Jordan's performances have taken him and his team to 5 NBA titles, Miller is a star who has never set foot on his sport's biggest stage. Now, for the third time in 5 years, Reggie Miller and the Pacers are one step from the NBA Finals. But the biggest star of all is guarding the stage door. Game 1, next.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1998 NBA playoffs. Today, it's the Indiana Pacers versus the Chicago Bulls.
Gotta get out of the way quick. Don't let him come in here and raise the basket. Come on, Terry.
What's on with it?
It took them each about 90 games to get here, but the Bulls and the Pacers have arrived at what has seemed likely for several months now, a confrontation in the Eastern Conference Finals. And we welcome you to Game 1, along with Isaiah Thomas and Doug Collins. I'm Bob Costas. Well, when it's Chicago and Indiana, Doug, that means it's Michael and Reggie.
Bob, I don't think it would come to anybody's surprise that Michael Jordan is the active leading scorer in playoff time. But when you run through the numbers, you see number 5 is Reggie Miller. Now, for Reggie Miller to be able to get to the finals, he's been to the Eastern Conference Finals twice and lost in Game 7s. He's got to go through Michael Jordan. They've played 42 times in their career, and Michael Jordan has won 29 of those games. You also see that Michael's averaging 31 points a game, Reggie about 20. I think for the Pacers to be able to advance to the next round and get to the finals, Reggie Miller's got to get to 24 to 25 points a game, because you know Michael Jordan is going to find a way to get his points. Bob?
But even if Reggie Miller does that, Doug, then Zeke, what it does is open the door for the supporting cast to do their part. Without that, no chance.
Bob, if you're the Indiana Pacers, you know that Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen will outscore Reggie Miller and Chris Mullin. You're hoping that Antonio and Dale Davis would neutralize Rodman on the boards. But the key matchup in this series will be the play of Rick Smith against Luke Longley and Jalen Rose against Tony Kukoc. Now, Longley has been slow to recover from a knee injury, and Kukoc is nursing a sore back, which should give the Pacers the edge with Rose coming off the bench.
And as always, before tip-off, we check with Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Just before the game, I talked to Michael Jordan. He said that this series is all about focus. Not so much focus on their opponent, the Indiana Pacers, but focus on themselves. He says they have yet to play at a championship level that is going to take to win this series. Now, a little bit of good news, bad news, that Michael Jordan has been bothered by a head cold the last 3 or 4 days. And then good news is that anytime Michael has entered a game feeling badly, the opponent has ended the game feeling badly. Bob?
Yeah, that's right. Just ask the Utah Jazz about Game 5 of last year's finals. We'll check the lineups and have the opening tip-off. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals from the United Center in Chicago. Coming right up.
Beneath the skin exists a framework. solid in design, resilient, and ready to give you the most exciting performance you may have ever had behind the wheel. Call 1-888-4A-GRAND-AM for an even closer look. It's excitement well built. The all-new 1999 Grand Am by Pontiac.
South Florida, a true story. A man was out walking one day when he discovered a bag filled with jewelry. When no one claimed it, he ended up with over $1 million. When it comes to retirement, you can depend on luck or you can depend on us, Sun America. Ask about our personal retirement portfolios and don't leave your future to chance. Sun America, the retirement specialist.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite, who reminds you that a Miller time can be anything you want as long as it feels good. By Pontiac Driving Excitement and your local Pontiac dealers. And by Jordan, where every product is built to the exact specifications of number 23.
The Indiana Pacers won 58 games this year, most in their NBA history. They were three-time ABA champions in the 70s. Here's Larry Bird's starting lineup. Miller averaging about 22 in the playoffs. Mark Jackson's post-up game is so important to them, they'll open with Scottie Pippen on him to try to neutralize it. Smits and Longley, a key matchup in the middle. Dale Davis with Antonio Davis right behind him. And Mullen. Larry Bird, first-year head coach and NBA Coach of the Year. Three-time MVP, three-time ring winner with Celtic championship teams. Jordan and Harper in the backcourt. Longley, Pippen, and Kukoc up front. Rodman not starting, as Matt Gukas reported on the pregame show, but not for disciplinary reasons, for strategic reasons, Phil Jackson says. So we expect to see Dennis Rodman shortly. Phil Jackson has already won 5 titles. Only Red Auerbach won more as a head coach in NBA history. Rodman heading up the tunnel, but that could just mean, Zeke, that he's off to ride the bike to stay loose.
Yeah, Rodman likes to stay loose, and he knows that he has to keep himself warm, and that's how he gets himself ready to play.
Bob, I think what you might see here is Tony Kukoc taking Dale Davis away from the basket. That's the reason maybe Phil Jackson started him, and then come in with Dennis Rodman to match up against Antonio Davis, who's a very strong player coming off the bench.
Joe Crawford, Tommy Nunez, Jack Neese, the officials. The tip to Indiana. Harper is on Miller to start. They get it inside to Davis, who is fouled. Longley has been known to get into quick foul trouble. He's among the league leaders in disqualifications.
Well, that would really hurt them because he's really the only big body that they have as a center. You do not want Rodman having to play a heavy dose of minutes at the center position.
Miller from Jackson. Way off. Pippen guarded by Mullen. Kukoc driving on Davis. Drops it off to Pippen, who swings it outside to Harper. 5 on the shot clock. Kukoc from the side. And Jackson has the rebound. Michael on Mullen as advertised. This time down the floor, Harper has Jackson. Runs him around a Smith screen. Then Rick gets it back and cans the 20-footer.
Now, that's where Smith is really dangerous at, because he can step outside and knock down that 15-footer, which will bring Longley out.
Pippen head fakes Mullen. Takes it into the lane and misses. No way Mullen can stay with Pippen's quickness, but that time Scottie couldn't finish it. Dale Davis staying with it.
Early offense, very critical to the Indiana Pacers. If they will clean up that defensive backboard, they'll be able to run. They'll look for quick threes in transition. You saw Dale Davis right to the front of the rim. This is a very interesting thing because very seldom do you see Phil Jackson ever call a 20-second timeout or a full timeout this early in the game.
Well, that gives us an opportunity to hear from Phil Jackson. As you may know, Dennis Rodman, who spent a long time, according to all reports, celebrating his 37th birthday on Wednesday, was late to a Friday practice. He worked out on his own, didn't work out with the team. Here's what Phil had to say about that.
Dennis is the only person I know that his birthday usually is celebrated over a week. It doesn't start at a day. It's usually a week-long celebration. It's just forever. And everybody joins him in the activity. So, I mean, they rented a bus and they partied for a few days. And I'm not sure how much activity actually went on in Chicago, but I think it was mostly in the Midwest. Between here, St. Louis and Detroit, I think is where the major stopping points were. It was fortunate we won on Wednesday, but Dennis is going to suffer a fine, and we'll move on.
And we move on with Harper shooting an air ball, and Davis takes it. So Rodman kind of barnstorming his way through the Midwest in celebration of birthday number 37. Jackson on the run, wild shot, no good, and Kukoc has it. Long one inside. Chicago's first basket comes after 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
You see the philosophy there. Rick Smith got in front of the post, but no weak side help. Just lobbed the ball over to Longley for the easy layup, and then forced into a jump ball here with Mark Jackson and Pippen. You see no weak side help here at all, Bob. Smith gets in front. Somebody's got to be on that weak side and giving help. You do not want Longley to get layups if you're Larry Bird and the Indiana Pacers.
Mullen and Harper jostling for position, and Jack Neese coming in to say, hey, come on, knock it off. And the tip is chased down by Kukoc. Pippen, double team, Hook, off the back iron. Pippen comes up with the loose ball as Jackson lost it. Scotty in trouble. Travels.
Now, Pippen has come out to apply extreme pressure on Jackson because Pippen is one of the best defenders in the NBA, first-team all-defensive player, and he can get up on Mark Jackson because Jackson doesn't have the foot speed to go by him.
Dale Davis in the front court. Fadeaway in the lane, the kind of shot he doesn't often take. This time it's there for him.
That's a luxury for Larry Bird. Any points that Dale Davis gives him, he will take. Normally tough defense, good rebounding.
3 minutes in, Michael doesn't have a shot attempt. Kukoc all alone. Jackson, another rebound. He gets many more than your average guard.
Rebounding a major focus for the Pacers. They cannot allow the Bulls to get second shots because the Bulls shoot so poorly at the United Center.
Mullen, and a whistle for an illegal screen set by Dale Davis. To back up your point, Doug, the Bulls have not shot better than 46% in any of the 5 playoff games in this building. But they've shot 53% in their 3 road victories in the postseason.
And you saw on that last play Reggie Miller do something that he's not known for, Doug, and that's blocking Michael Jordan out. He took him completely out of the play.
The Bulls are 1 for 6 to start this game. Longley with Smits up on him. Gets it back and misses the layup. Mullen, the dish to Smits. And a whistle before he can get the shot away. That's 2 on Longley.
That was very smart by Rick Smits. He knew Longley had got a foul, and he wanted to get him in foul trouble, picked up the second, which now brings Winnington in the game. Smits put the ball on the floor and made him have to move.
Now, Phil Jackson likes to put Tony Kukoc on Smits. Let's see if he puts Winnington on him. No, he's going to put Winnington on him, but he likes that matchup because Kukoc uses quickness and fronts him and causes him problems.
Jackson on the move. The floater. Followed by Davis.
Actually, it was an alley-oop pass. Absolutely. That was that little floating alley-oop pass. Mark Jackson does it so well.
And what opened it up, Doug, was the seal by Rick Smits on Winnington.
Pippen spinning and coming to the foul line. Well, The Bulls are off to a very slow start. 4.5 minutes in with only 2 points.
Well, this is what penetration will do for you. Mark Jackson at the seal by Smith. He goes to the bay. Here comes Kukoc. Nobody seals off the board. And there's Dale Davis with his 6th point. This guy early in the game has been very active. And then you see on the other end, the Pacers' strategy has been, the Bulls' strategy, get Scottie Pippen in the post against Chris Mullin. We like that matchup.
And when you see Pippen in the post guarded by Mullin, he will turn and use his jump hook to keep the ball away from Mullin down low because his hands are so active.
1 of 2 for Pippen. And Jordan still has not attempted a field goal. Smith's pass knocked away by Wennington. Kukoc to Michael, who misses it. And Mullin is there.
Smith is begging for the ball in the post against Wennington.
Jackson all the way, and now Davis once again. Dale Davis has 8 of their 10 points.
See, Mark Jackson has the complete package. He's figured out how to go into the post and get people shots, and he can penetrate on the lane. So when you take his post game away, he's quick enough to go by you and drop it into Dale Davis for the lob.
Wennington tried to hit Jordan. Michael wasn't looking, but Wennington touches his own jersey as if to say, my fault, as the ball was knocked away.
Now watch Pippen gamble, and Jackson will go by. He draws the defense, throws it right up to the basket, and Davis is there for the dunk.
The NBA Conference Finals, next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on NBC.
Beneath the skin exists a framework. Solid in design, resilient, and ready to give you the most exciting performance you may have ever had behind the wheel. Call 1-888-4A-GRAND-AM for an even closer look. It's excitement well built. The all-new 1999 Grand Am by Pontiac.
Michael Jordan is CEO Jordan.
Hello, MJ. We got a big idea. Meet me in my study. Nice tie. Okay, let's hear it. Single mesh.
Single mesh.
Single mesh. Here's an idea. I'm sending you to business school.
School? Which one?
Bryman.
Bryman?
Yes, Bryman, where you get the training you need to enter the fast-paced worlds of business or medical assistant.
In a shocker, the Bryman College of Business and Medical Assistants upsets Kansas 102-81. Out of nowhere, the improbable fighting slide rules have become a force to be reckoned with victories over Kentucky, Arizona, and arch-rival DeVry.
Better keep up their grades.
The Bulls elected not to start Dennis Rodman. It would be Rodman, I presume, putting a body on Davis, and Davis is going wild here.
Well, you can see it's done with penetration and offensive rebounds. Here's the miss, and then the second shot and the score. Longley had a foul. He had to get out of the way. Here's an alley-oop and the dunk. One more time and the dunk. And what's happened is Tony Kukoc is the better offensive player. The Bulls have lost toughness. They're a softer team with Dennis Rodman on the bench.
And Doug Bird told us that they wanted to get Davis involved. He likes when Davis is aggressive and shoots it because he's shooting over 70% from the field.
Harper got a wide open look from the baseline. The Bulls are now 2 of 9 from the floor, but only trail by 5. Indiana hasn't really jumped on them the way they might have, considering the cold start for Chicago. Davis deals to Mullen. He tries to find Smith, but the Bulls break it up. Pippen for 3. Way off. Jordan recovers for his first basket.
Bob, what you're seeing here, Tony Kukoc is staying up the floor. He's trying to double team and get the ball out of Mark Jackson's hands to throw to Dale Davis, trying to slow him up every possession so it'll make them use clock.
Davis again, double team, swatted away. Chicago ball as it went off Davis's leg.
Now, Davis made the cardinal sin. He brought the ball below his waist, and when you bring it down below your waist as a big man, that's vulture territory for the guards.
Harper. The Pacers have turned it over 5 times, not fully capitalizing on an opportunity to grab a big early lead. Michael stumbling will come to the foul line.
These are the kind of points you don't want to give Michael Jordan. These are easy points. Chris Mullin tries to block him out. Michael right there for the opportunity score. And now these are the kind of baskets that you've got to make him work for. And you could see Indiana not going to give him anything easy. They're going to make him earn him at the free throw line.
The foul was on Miller, his first. Michael averaged 29 points in 4 games this year against the Pacers. Scotty didn't play in the first one, averaged nearly 23 in the other 3. In the playoffs, Jordan is at 32 points a game, but he's had several games where he had to take a tremendous number of shots to get his points. Chicago back to within 1.
You can see the Pacers have worked against their press offense, broke that nicely.
Whistle away from the ball from Joe Crawford. Foul is on Wennington, his first.
Reggie Miller went to set a screen on Wennington, and as he sets a screen, Miller holds his position, and you see Wennington with the arm in the head.
Pippen on Jackson. Smits, long one, overshot it. Michael tips the rebound to Harper, who fires it ahead to Wennington, who can't quite control it. They blow the break opportunity. Now they'll set it up. Michael. Harper battling for the rebound and a foul on the play.
See, Doug, I think it's important for Chicago to be able to score in transition because Indiana is such a good defensive team, just as Chicago is, that both these teams need to take advantage of their opportunities when they're in the open court.
Well, as this series goes along, maybe the team that wins early offense will win this series because we know they're both excellent half-court defensive teams.
Chicago turnover. Miller tried to lay it off for Jackson, and the Pacers give it right back. Kukoc, touch pass to Harper, and on an 8-0 run, the Bulls have claimed their first lead. Smits again, short. Kukoc flings it to Pippen, who was fouled. That negates the basket. Jackson getting him with the body, but Scotty will shoot 2.
It's so important for the Bulls to score in transition. You see the turnover and deflection and the pass up court. Now watch the touch pass back to Harper as he lays it up for the dunk.
Isaiah, that's the early offense that you were talking about. And Ron Harper, a lot like Dale Davis, those are luxury points for the Chicago Bulls.
Does a car have instincts? Can it anticipate the next curve? One car can make you believe it does. With a patented steering and suspension system, you have the agility to outsmart the most elusive of roads. Get low 1.9% financing or great lease rates on Intrigue and all Oldsmobiles. Intrigue, a sophisticated twist on a sports sedan.
Tonight, the world is full of light, with suns and moons all over the place. Tonight, let's just be friends. Tonight, there's only you tonight.
Hey, little brother, need a ride to practice?
We just finished.
Let's go.
Now every time you hit the road,
Susie, need a ride to ballet?
I don't teach ballet.
So?
you can grab the chicken you crave. with KFC's Colonel Strips.
Hey, Grandma. Want to run to the store? No, I don't.
For a limited time, grab 3 boneless all-white meat spicy buffalo or Colonel's crispy strips, wedges and a Pepsi for just $2.99.
Taking Bubbles to the vet.
Isn't it time for some really good chicken?
Ever heard of drive-in claim service? Well, who's your insurance company?
Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, your second chance to see the big Seinfeld finale. The final Seinfeld again, 8, 7 Central, NBC, Wednesday.
Rick Smith's not your typical low post center. He's more of a guy that likes to step out and shoot the ball. You see here the little open jump shot. He misses it. Next possession down the floor. Little high screen roll. They roll him out. The same open jump shot. Isaiah, he must hit that little open jumper. He's not going to be the low post guy they need. He has to hit that medium range shot.
As you see in the second round against the Knicks, following the 1 Knick victory, when the Pacers put the series away, Smits really stepped it up.
Smits reminds me a lot of Bill Laimbeer, a center that I played with. He can step out and hit the outside shot. The only thing that Smits has that Laimbeer didn't have was he had the inside game to complement it.
Rodman is in for the first time after almost 8 minutes. 1 of 2 for Pippen. Loose ball battle. Rodman with the save. But taken away. He stepped on the line, so the Pippen basket is negated.
And you see Rodman come in right away and give the Bulls a big energy push.
Miller. Reggie Miller ties it at 12.
Did you hear the sigh in the United Center when that shot went in? It's, oh no, not Reggie.
First basket for Miller in this first quarter. Harper on the run, and the bank shot goes in and out. Derek McKee, wearing number 9, is in for the first time for the Pacers. Very versatile player. There's his first touch. To Smits for the hook.
That's the inside game that Smits possesses, which makes it so difficult to guard him.
McKee is on Rodman right now. He'll also play Jordan and Pippen during the course of the series. Very important player who earlier in the playoffs against the Knicks had to sit out a game with a quadriceps injury. A double foul call. Let's take a look at it.
It didn't take long for Dennis Rodman to get involved. He and Derek McKee with the double foul. Both the little elbowing, the arms up a little high. And Joey Crawford says, we're going to stop this immediately. It's game 1 of the series. We're not going to let this get away from us early.
Michael spinning through 2 defenders. But can't finish it. A quiet first quarter for Michael Jordan. Michael is 1 of 4 from the floor so far.
Isaiah, your point now, Harper guarding Jackson, maybe to give Pippen a little rest.
McKee can't hit, and Rodman has his first rebound. Michael poked away by Miller. McKee comes over on the double team, and Michael is fouled. I'm sure Larry Bird and Dick Harder will be going online to MSNBCSports.com for the inside story of the playoffs, Bill Walton's game previews. You can also email Bill your playoff questions, see who's in John Sally's spotlight, and click on NBA Showtime video features. The inside look at the playoffs at MSNBCSports.com. That's what it looks like today.
One of the things that's happened in this first quarter, Isaiah, the Pacers have turned the ball over 7 times, which is really uncharacteristic of their team. They only turn it over 14 times a game on the season, so we might need to keep our eye on that. Rebounding really critical, but they must take care of the ball.
Tied at 14, Jackson. McKee with Kukoc on him. Takes him into the paint. A little contact and a foul. It came before the shot. Kukoc doesn't think so. Pacer ball from the side. It was Tony's first.
When you don't play with a lot of physical contact, when you do, they call a foul on you. Tony not known for putting his body on people.
Jackson to Mullen out of the corner, the quick catch and shoot, and an uncharacteristic air ball for Chris Mullen. Second in the league this year behind Seattle's Dale Ellis in three-point shooting accuracy. Michael misses the turnaround.
You know, Doug, I talked to Jordan before the game, and I asked him how was he going to score against the Pacers, and he said he basically would let the game come to him. I think right now he's searching, trying to figure out how he can score against this tough Pacer D.
Reggie Miller misses the three, and Pippen is there to clear it. Antonio Davis is on the floor now for the Pacers. Here's Kukoc in a crowd. McKee collects the carob.
McKee with an elbow foul against Rodman.
And Derek McKee off the bench has picked up 3 quick fouls.
You see what Dennis Rodman is doing, though? Every rebound, he's getting up and he's contesting. He's not letting them outlet the ball quickly, Isaiah, and he's frustrated him a couple times. That time, Derek McKee got his elbow up high, and he got the elbow foul. That's 8 turnovers now here in the first quarter.
3 fouls in 3 minutes sends Derek McKee back to the bench. Pippen to the left hand, swatted away by Antonio Davis. Here's Reggie Miller sprinting ahead.
That's a great and quick recognition by Mark Jackson. Knows where his players are at all times on the court. As soon as he touched that basketball, his eyes were up and gone.
How about the help by Antonio Davis? Looked like Scotty had a layup. He came away and erased it.
Jackson on Harper. Jordan from Kukoc goes to the glass. It spins out. His own follow. That's not there either. And Antonio Davis just wrests the rebound away. Spinning is Jackson. Jalen Rose fires a 3 and hits it.
Huge basket. That's Isaiah's key off the bench. He's had 2 big games in the playoffs, struggled in the other 7. They need him today. He's a long, athletic, rangy player. They need him on both ends of the floor.
Rodman wrapped up by Jackson. He wasn't going to give him the layup. Instead, he takes his second foul and maybe a technical.
See if they call a technical on Rodman. He threw the ball back at Mark Jackson. I thought Joey Crawford was going to call a technical. He did call a technical. Watch Rodman now. He takes the foul, and watch what he does. He throws the ball in Mark Jackson's chest. The officials are saying we're not going to allow this to occur.
So Reggie Miller goes to the line to shoot the technical. This is the 3rd technical in 9 playoff games called against Dennis Rodman this year. Last year, he had 16 technicals and 3 ejections in the postseason. A more important difference. Last year, he led the league averaging 16 rebounds a game and only averaged about half that in the playoffs. This year, he's averaged 15 rebounds a game and actually has upped it a bit to just over 16 so far in the playoffs. For the most part, he's been with the program in these playoff games.
And again, the Pacer philosophy, no layups. Rodman had a layup. Mark Jackson came over and took the foul, Isaiah. They're going to make them shoot free throws. That's how they beat them in here in April. No easy baskets.
You know, I played under Dick Harder when he was in Detroit, and he went to Miami, and his philosophy is no layups. They're going to trap all screen and rolls, and they're going to make you beat them from the perimeter.
Pacers by 4. 30 seconds remaining. The rookie from Kentucky, Mark Pope, has come in after the foul trouble of Derek McKee. This is Travis Best, the backup point guard, who brings it across. Nice pass to the cutting Miller for the reverse.
Now, Jordan likes to go over the top of the screen. He went over the top of the screen that time. Reggie Miller read it and back cut him, and that's why he got the layup.
on the run. Has to get rid of it. Burrell takes the quarter's final shot. It's an air ball. And there's the horn. Michael Jordan just 1 of 7 in this period. The Bulls 4 of 21 as a team. Perhaps considering themselves fortunate that they trail by only 6 after period number 1 in game number 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Sometimes I dream that he is me. Got to see that's how I dream to be. Boom, 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 boom. I dream I move. I dream I move like Mike.
If I could be like Mike.
If I could be like
What's up, Mike?
I'm not going to sing.
Leisure suits, go-go boots, feathered hat, fat cat, hippie chick, bachelor shirt, disco dude, Gucci shirt, shark skin slacks, gun in sacks, patent leather, boa feathers, hip monkey toe, chugging brown shoe, rhythm blues, on the name, lingerie, saddle shoe.
At the Attic Vintage Clothing Store in Las Vegas, the only thing that's out of style is using American Express. So bring your Visa card. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
So it's called the AT&T $2 million shootout, huh?
5 shots, $2 million.
$2 million.
It's the NBA Finals.
$2 million.
Could be me.
Just call 1-888-6-FINALS and you can win a trip to the NBA Finals and a shot at $2 million or thousands of other prizes. So call now.
Hey, Lenny, know what you could do with $2 million? You can move that basket higher and to the right.
Just call 1-888-6-FINALS now.
Does a car have instinct? Can it anticipate the next curve? One car can make you believe it does. With a patented steering and suspension system, you have the agility to outsmart the most elusive of roads. Get low 1.9% financing or great lease rates on Intrigue and all Oldsmobiles. Intrigue, a sophisticated twist on a sports sedan.
Now, Reggie Miller told us yesterday that he was going to keep Michael Jordan moving. He said the key to playing Michael Jordan is that you got to keep him moving. Jordan likes to go over the top of the screen, and they moved the screen up, and Jordan got a little confused right there, and they moved it up again, and now the back cut, there's the layup. Constant motion by Reggie Miller. But the key that what made it happen, watch Jordan's indecision because Davis is up high, and he has to go over the top, and there's the back cut layup.
No pressure on the basketball by the Bulls, and again, Reggie moving. The interesting thing, and you see the head-to-head this season, Reggie got 7 points on only 5 shots. That's critical that he keeps his shots to a minimum. That means he's getting to the free throw line, getting some easy scores. Reggie had a great first quarter. Michael struggled.
Reggie on the bench as the second period begins. Important minutes being played by the rookie Mark Pope. Here he is on Kukoc, who misses the jumper. Ball out of bounds and some contact on the rebound battle for an Indiana foul. Foul is on Best, his first.
I tell you, Indiana will take that. An 8-7 matchup with Scotty Michael versus Reggie and Chris Mullin. If they can keep it that close, they have to feel very good about their chances today.
Pope and Kukoc wrestling and with the foul. These are key minutes that Larry Bird is asking Mark Pope to play.
Well, Larry Bird trusts his bench. He geared them. He played them all season long, and he got them ready for playoff basketball.
Rodman goes to the hoop, left hand, and a foul. So Dennis Rodman will come to the free throw line again. Memorial Day weekend, the NBA Conference Finals continue on NBC. 3 big games. Saturday, Showtime begins things at 3 Eastern. Then the Bulls and Pacers move to Market Square for Game 3 of their series. On Sunday, Hanna and Company again start the coverage at 3. Then it's the Jazz at LA, Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. And then on Memorial Day, Monday, coverage begins again at 3 Eastern with Showtime, then Game 4 of the Bulls and the Pacers. Kukoc, Rodman on the run, gets the bounce.
See, that's a good basket for Rodman. However, if you're the Chicago Bulls, you got to worry when Dennis Rodman starts scoring for you, because that's not a good sign, because that means your offense is struggling.
Yeah, because prior to that, they'd missed 10 straight field goal attempts. Mullen spinning and missing. But Pippen couldn't find the handle, and it's still Pacer ball.
You see a little bit also of Phil Jackson's philosophy. He said it's going to be a defensive series, so he's put Randy Brown in the game before Steve Kerr. More worried about his defense than he is his offense. Let's see if Kerr gets a little opportunity coming to the second quarter. They need some of his shooting right now.
Jalen Rose, double teamed, looking for help, and Kukoc manages to steal it and save it. Here come the Bulls. Pippen has to pull it back. Rodman to the cutting Brown, who's fouled by Pope.
Now, Rodman has come in and given the Bulls the energy that they were lacking. You see, he follows up his tap here. Now, watch the two-handed pass. He'll catch it, he'll get it. Watch the fundamentals. Two-hand bounce pass, Randy Brown for the back-cut layup. You know, Doug, the thing about Dennis Rodman that a lot of people tend to overlook is his great fundamental base, his two-handed passing, his foot pivoting, and that's the thing that I think what makes Dennis so successful, plus his energy drive.
Well, in the triangle offense, you need big guys to be able to pass the ball, and passing is one of his greatest assets. He and Longley, both terrific passers for big men.
Despite the fact that the Bulls have shot the ball atrociously, Indiana's lead is only 2. 8 first-quarter turnovers really hurt them. Travis Best scores on the run. Kukoc from Burrell. Rodman just pulled it away from the smaller Travis Best. Brown driving and lost the dribble. You look at Travis Best, pretty well cut and muscular. It's not that he's exactly weak, but Dennis Rodman is one of the strongest guys in the league, and he just pulled that ball out of Best's grasp. Now Rodman gets in front of the pass and saves it into Brown. Kukoc leads Pippen. Antonio Davis. Offensive foul, and Davis almost charges official Tommy Nunez, then pulls up short.
How about the hustle plays and the emotional lift that Dennis Rodman has given this team? More importantly, this crowd. 11 Pacer turnovers, 9 in the second quarter.
What's wrong? Where's your pacifier? I'm here somewhere. How about Mr. Bear? Hey, sweetie. Mom's gonna find it. Don't cry, baby. Mom's gonna find it. Hey, sweetie. Look what Mommy...
Sienna, the new minivan from Toyota.
Every player has a weakness. Tonight, Mr. Grant Hill's weakness takes center court.
There's only one place to go for the irresistible taste of America's favorite fries. Did somebody say McDonald's? Enjoy the fries that have earned the right to be called America's favorite fries.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Powerade. You are not done. By Toyota, every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota every day. And by the irresistible taste that makes you say, did somebody say McDonald's?
Now, Dennis Rodman won't give you many points, but what he does supply is defense, energy, and hustle. You see him tap the bar and run into his old friend, Larry Bird, say, how you doing? Which leads to the Pippen pass to Kukoc, the lob, back cut, layup. Now you see Rodman coming back on defense. Now watch as he angles Davis off, gets his chest right in front of him, draws the offensive foul, hustles, gets the crowd involved. That's why you love Dennis Rodman.
Early trend in this game, Bob. 10 out of 14 at the free throw line for the Chicago Bulls. 1 for 1 for Indiana. Only the technical by Dennis Rodman is the only free throw that they've shot.
The Bulls are 6 of 26 from the floor. They've stayed in the game from the line. On the offensive boards, they have more offensive rebounds than baskets, and because of 11 Pacer turnovers. Kukoc. And Antonio Davis is there to take it.
They've got to get Mullen involved in the game. They've got to get points from him. That's what he gives them. He's 0 for 2 in this game thus far.
Smits. Pacers lead it by 4. Tommy Nunez blows his whistle. The energy level hitting a bit of a lull here at the United Center. The Bulls have managed to stay in the game, but they haven't done much to get the crowd energized.
But what's happened, Bob, is that Indiana's defensive play and their pressuring on the perimeter has taken Chicago out of their rhythm. And Chicago's spacing right now is really bad on the triangle and the triple post. They need to go in at halftime and probably regroup, and I know Phil Jackson is going to address that.
At halftime, Hannah Storm hosts the NBA Draft Lottery. Good reason, therefore, to stick around for the halftime show. The foul was on Travis Best, his second. Brown makes them both. And again, Indiana's lead is trimmed to 2. Antonio Davis obliterates Randy Brown with a screen, and Jalen Rose hits the jumper. A Wayne Embry, Wes Unseld style screen. I mean, he just splattered it.
You're dating yourself, Bob Costas.
Which is never a good thing. Pippen misses an open 3, and Smits protects the rebound. Rose, nowhere to go, dishes it back out to Mullen. Jalen Rose into a crowd, tries to muscle it off and can't hit. Randy Brown sprinting back the other way. Pull-up jumper. And Rose pulls it in for Indiana. Weaving his way out of the backcourt. Here's Travis Best. And Best puts it down to give Indiana a 6-point lead.
Indiana is doing an excellent job in transition defense. Every time Chicago gets a turnover or a missed shot, Indiana has 4 guys back.
Longley was wide open, and Pippen didn't miss it.
Antonio Davis a little slow on the rotation. Rick Smits extended out about 40 feet from the basket on the trap. Could not get back to Luke Longley.
Jalen Rose. And Pippen has it. Mullen on Kukoc. Kukoc with a big height advantage, trying to post Mullen up. The fadeaway is good.
Now you notice when Mullen is in the game, whoever he's guarding, whether it be Kukoc or Pippen or Jordan, they will try to go at that matchup and get Mullen in the post.
Best around a Smith screen for the jumper that's short. Stay right here, says Joe Crawford. There's a foul, which we'll sort out after the commercial. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Let's say Spider-Man is like Castrol Syntec motor oil. And this is a harmful particle in your engine. Get the point? You see Syntex patented stabilizers seek out and neutralize harmful particles, protecting in ways other oils can't. Castrol Syntec, the active lubricant.
Hey, how are the little people doing today?
Just having the Sicilian from Pizza Hut, Mr. Porter.
Yeah, well, how about a slice?
You know, sir, you can't handle the Sicilian. Being a shallow corporate raider can't prepare you for garlic, basil, and oregano with the blast of cheese, herbs, seasonings that explodes in every morsel.
Napkin. Introducing the Sicilian pizza from Pizza Hut, the mother of all pizzas, just $8.99.
I hope I wasn't out of line with that shallow corporate raider crack.
The Sicilian pizza from Pizza Hut. Can you handle it?
Sacrifice. You need to be strong inside. Determination to succeed, to be number one, to be the best.
Pick up the boost, Max.
I enjoy driving 230 miles per hour.
Go.
I never give up. If the checker flag is down, never give up.
For Cynthia Cooper, there are so many memories. Winning back-to-back national championships, bringing home Olympic gold, being 1,000,000 miles away and returning to the ones she loves. So many memories. It's time to make some more.
This is just amazing what Cynthia Cooper is doing. Raise the roof, Houston.
Its past shows contrast. Its present shares culture. In its future, a celebration. Salt Lake 2002 Olympic Winter Games.
The Bulls trail by only 2, 30-28, and it's a wonder. Jordan, Pippen, and Kukoc 3 for 20. The rest of the team 5 for 11. And Michael has missed some easy shots today in the paint. I don't know if he's rushed them. You see the layup there that he misses. Back up on the post-up is normally Patton's shot. He misses. And here is a follow-up shot on his own miss, and he misses that also, Isaiah. So a lot of easy shots. I don't know if he's rushing a little bit early in the game, but he's only shooting 1 for 7 here midway through this second period.
Doug, and I know what Michael's thinking right now is that in this first half, we've dodged a bullet. And if we can keep it close, we're going to come out and attack them in the third and fourth quarter.
Foul before the break was on Rodman, his second. Steve Kerr is in, guarding Travis Best. Jordan sat out the first 5 minutes plus of the second quarter. Now he returns. Best into the lane, a whistle before the shot.
And when the Bulls put Steve Kerr into the game, you see Travis Best immediately tried to beat him with penetration. Kerr is out there to make open shots, but he also must give them tough perimeter defense against Travis Best so he can't break them down and get into the lane.
It's Kerr's first. Harper on Miller. From behind a screen, a three. Isn't there. Loose ball battle won by Harper. Jalen Rose has the defensive assignment on Michael. Chasing him through some screens. Harper gives it up to Kerr and gets it back. 5 seconds to shoot. Longley, good pass to Harper. Great look by Longley. Ties the game at 30.
Travis Best right now, you got to be thinking, I got to get the ball to my big guy Smith, either through penetration or on the post-up.
Antonio Davis, the other big guy.
When he makes that shot, they're awfully tough because he's not known for that perimeter shot, although this year he's been a much more effective 15-foot shooter.
Longley, Rodman, knocked away by Rose, who fouled him.
See Luke Longley right here in the post. Watch this beautiful left-hand wrap-around pass to Ron Harper. The weak side defense allowing him to get inside, but a beautiful pass by Luke Longley. You see his strength there as a post player in that triangle offense.
Rodman has spent considerable time at the free throw line in this first half, where he's now 3 for 5. Ordinarily, If you're the opponent, you don't mind seeing him at the line. There was one game earlier this year against the Mavericks where Don Nelson told the rookie Bubba Wells to foul him on purpose, and Wells literally fouled out of the game in 4 minutes, just intentionally fouling Dennis, who makes 1 of 2 here. Miller slicing through. And Rodman has it.
Now, Reggie's upset at himself that time. Missed a point-blank layup. He's not going to get a lot of those today.
Rodman with the turnaround. What's up with that? Rebound Smits.
Phil wants him to be aggressive, but I don't think that aggressive. That's a little out of character.
Jackson. Bounce pass to Davis.
Now you see, Larry Bird made the substitution. Kerr was in the game. He brought Jackson right back in. Jackson immediately took Kerr to the post, posted him up, which freed up Antonio Davis for the dunk.
Here's Michael. With Rose getting right up on him. He splits Rose and Smits, but still can't finish it with the layup try. Ice cold first half for Michael. Rose drives on Kerr, who bumped him. No travel before the contact. Traveling on Jalen Rose.
Larry Bird's not happy about that call. He thought that Jalen Rose should have been shooting 2 free throws. Once again, another turnover for the Indiana Pacers. Michael Jordan, 1 of 8 from the field.
You talked with Bird before the game, Doug.
Yeah, I thought it was the most pensive I've seen him this year. And you know what? I got the sense that he was going to be playing instead of coaching. He really wanted to be out there. I think he felt like he would have more control in the outcome of this game as a player than he did as a coach.
Rodman with yet another field goal attempt, which was no good. It's still Chicago ball.
You know, great coaches and great champions, and when there's a lot of pressure, they relax. They get more pensive. They get more subdued. They don't put a lot of pressure on their players. And when he was a player, in the pressure situations, I seen him more relaxed and more comfortable than any other time out on the court.
Miller is on Jordan. Runs him around a Rodman screen. To the baseline. A feed for Rodman. Now knocked away by Antonio Davis with his second block of the half. Lightning quick defensive reactions by Antonio Davis.
Indiana's doing a good job of closing down Jordan's driving lanes and making him pass the ball.
Antonio Davis now at the other end.
Boy, Indiana's playing with great confidence right now. Even through the turnovers, they're playing with poise.
Longley lost it. There's a Chicago turnover. The Bulls get back defensively. Jackson. They give him the jumper. He says thank you and takes it.
You know who's smiling? Isaiah Thomas. He's saying, did you see him keep the ball in the middle of the floor? Didn't get off the side. Let the wings run. Let the fourth guy come down and take the open shot. Isaiah, don't be so open with your smile there.
Timeout, Chicago. You know, Mark Jackson, there have been a few players better than Mark Jackson. Not that many. But his sense of the game and his floor vision is among the very best. Antonio Davis with the block at the defensive end, which leads to this.
Now watch Jackson as he pushes it up, and Jalen Rose has the driving lane to Davis again for the layup. Now the thing that Doug alluded to that I love the most about a point guard, keep the ball in the middle of the floor, be patient, let Smith go through, it drops back, hit the free throw line, Jay, just like they teach you in high school.
In closing, Todd,
You think it's extremely insulting.
that some people get the best equipment,
A think pad.
but we have to schlep around these slow, ugly, cheesy pieces of...
You can't write that.
So, nice working for you, Todd. Enjoy the rest of your silly, political little life.
What are you doing, Phil?
Period. Sad.
It's your new ThinkPad.
Unsend.
Unsend.
ThinkPad. It's what they want. And now you can afford to give it to them.
There's no doubt about it. Americans like to win. We strive to be first. Always. And in everything. So it only makes sense that more of us want to drive the best. Toyota Camry, America's #1 selling car. And to celebrate now, you can get 4.8% APR financing for 48 months.
everybody. I'm Hannah Storm in New Jersey. Coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll bring you live coverage of the NBA Draft Lottery from the headquarters of NBA Entertainment here in Secaucus, New Jersey. The NBA Draft is June 24th. But there is big news elsewhere in sports as well. New York Yankees pitcher David Wells has just pitched a fifth magical day in New York. Now let's go back to Bob Costas in Chicago.
Wow, not just a no-hitter, Zeke, a perfecto. Zip. Wells, a big student of Yankee history, signed with them partly because of his love of Babe Ruth, especially happy that it happened in the house that Ruth built. Here's Wennington as we resume, missing the open jumper. But Harper is there to give them a fresh 24. Wennington again. Same result. Rodman. It's still Chicago ball.
Chicago is shooting 9 for 38. The Pacers 18 for 33 at 55%. You look up only a 7-point lead. If you're the Bulls, you have to be very excited you're not down by about 15 or 20 right now, Isaiah.
And Doug, you alluded to the Pacers' turnovers. They have 12 already. And if the Pacers were to lose this game, they will go back and they'll watch this first quarter and this second quarter and say, hey, this is where we lost it at by not taking care of the basketball.
Michael is now 1 for 9 after that one popped in and out. Rose over Michael. Loose ball battle, Rodman and Antonio Davis, and eventually it winds up in Pippen's hands. Pull-up jumper. Nothing but blue shirts underneath, and Indiana has it.
Bob, you know, the Bulls have talked so much about shooting poorly in here. It could become a mental thing. When they get home, they could talk themselves into shooting poorly.
Smits, Jackson gets it back, fakes Wennington, lays it in. Well, Phil Jackson and some of the Bulls players say the rims are tight. The depth perception here is not nearly as good for them as it was at the old Chicago Stadium. They shoot better as a team on the road, but seldom do they shoot this horribly anywhere.
I don't think this is a mental thing. I think this is Indiana's defense, and I think credit has to be given to Indiana.
Wennington hits, but that makes them 10 for 41 in this first half.
And that may be one of the few open looks that they've had today.
And Scottie Pippen is going to spend a lot of energy every time he comes in the game and chases Mark Jackson. They're hitting him with screens up the floor, whatever. This will take its toll in the second half.
Rose working on Jordan, challenging him but missing. Antonio Davis has it knocked away and Harper takes it. Last minute of the half, Pippen on the move. Rodman follows in emphatic fashion. Say what you want about what happens off the court. His game can be captivating. Jackson around Pippen, misses on the run. And play is stopped for a foul. Let's watch Rodman.
Well, the free throw line and offensive rebounding have kept the Bulls alive. Pippen with a strong drive. And he dunks this ball so quickly. Very fortunate there. If you watch, he hangs on the rim with his left hand. That could be a technical foul if the referees call that.
But at the other end, the foul is on Dennis, and that's his third. Game clock overlapping the shot clock by about 4 seconds. Miller may have traveled. Crowd thought so. Jackson misses the three. The Bulls have 8 seconds. 2-on-1 break. Rodman from Pippen. Pacers hurrying. Jackson. That's it. The first half ends with Indiana in front by only 3.
Energy, toughness. Dennis Rodman has brought that in the first half. He's given his team a spark. They fought through horrible shooting and only trailed by 3 going into the break.
And Doug, when we were in Detroit, we called him the big man.
Coming up next, the Prudential Halftime Report following these messages. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Oh!
revolution is in our destiny. A revolution not about countries or ideologies, but about knowledge and information networks that make computing more affordable. Where do we come in? We make the software that manages information that will enable anyone to sit at the seat of knowledge. Oracle, enabling the information age.
You heard about the high-endurance deodorant challenge from Old Spice? It's great at stopping odor. But what if you gotta stop sweat? Well, now High Endurance makes a powerful new antiperspirant. A white solid that goes on clear. See? No white flakes. So you can stay dry without the white mesh you get from some other antiperspirants. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. So take the challenge. Because this is more than just an antiperspirant. This is the high endurance of antiperspirants.
Send your package in 2 days with FedEx, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 days with UPS, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 to 3 days with priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service, and people are impressed. Cost $3.
So, 11, 11, 3. What's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Spend Memorial Day weekend with NBC and the NBA Conference Finals. Next Saturday at 3 Eastern, Michael Jordan and the Bulls face the Pacers and Reggie Miller. Then next Sunday at 3 Eastern, the Jazz and the Mailman take on the Lakers and Shaq. And next Monday, the Bulls meet Larry Bird's Pacers again. A holiday treat next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on NBC. This is the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential, bringing strength and stability to America's families through insurance, healthcare, real estate, and financial services. Now, with our live coverage of the NBA Draft Lottery, here's Hannah Storr.
Halftime of Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals with the Pacers leading the Bulls 40-37. Michael Jordan is just 1 for 9 for 6 points for the cold shooting Bulls, who are, oddly enough, led by Dennis Rodman with 9 points. Welcome to the 14th annual NBA Draft Lottery being held here at NBA Entertainment in Secaucus, New Jersey. Today, the order of selection will be determined. The actual draft will take place on June 24th in Vancouver. Before we proceed with the draft lottery, let's determine what's at stake. Here's a look at some of the players likely to be selected early in the first round. In this year's draft, any one of several players could be the top pick.
I think this is really wide open in terms of these top 5 or 6, 7 guys.
One of those players is forward Antoine Jamison, the College Player of the Year from the University of North Carolina.
Antoine Jamison's extremely versatile. He's a competitor, plays hard all the time, so we all know he's a legitimate basketball player.
Jamison's teammate Vince Carter is a flashy, high-flying swingman.
He's one of the greatest athletes to come out of the college game in some time, and really you can't compare his jumping ability, his speed, and his quickness to anyone.
2 Kansas All-Americas are top prospects as well. Rafe LaFrentz is a well-rounded power forward.
Look at the quickness and the ability of LaFrentz.
His biggest strength, I think, is his work ethic, and he is a little more polished. There aren't very many weaknesses in his game.
Paul Pierce, the other Jayhawk, is a smooth, versatile playmaker.
Pierce is another kid that's very athletic, a good all-around player, probably can play several positions. He's going to be a very good pro.
Mike Bibby, an All-America point guard, helped lead Arizona to the '97 national title.
Michael Bibby is an outstanding point guard. He makes other people better, understands the game, and as he does get stronger, he'll be probably one of the better point guards in our league.
Perhaps the most intriguing prospect is a raw center from a school not known for basketball, 7'1" Michael Olowokandi from Pacific.
He's a young man that hasn't played basketball for a long time. He's got great size, he's got a great body, and has really worked to make himself a high-level quality player.
Olowokandi, count it! Do you believe it? I didn't know that was in the bag of tricks.
3 or 4 years from now, Michael could be far and away the best player to come out of this draft.
On to the rules. The lottery is made up of the 13 teams that did not make the playoffs. The teams draw for the top 3 picks. The remaining positions are based on the team's regular season records. The lottery is weighted so that the teams with the poorest records have the best chance of securing one of the top 3 picks. The team with the best chance of winning the lottery is the Denver Nuggets, who have slightly less than a 36% chance of drawing the first pick. Under the terms of their expansion agreements, the Toronto Raptors and the Vancouver Grizzlies are not eligible for the first pick in the draft until next year. The Washington Wizards, who just missed the playoffs, traded away their first-round pick and are not represented here today. Washington's pick will go to either Golden State or Orlando. Here are the probabilities of each team getting the first pick. Because of various trades, Orlando, despite finishing with the 12th worst record, ends up with the 3rd best chance of securing the number 1 pick and is assured of getting 2 of the top 13 picks. Golden State, meanwhile, tied for the 4th worst record, but ends up with the slimmest chance of obtaining the first pick. Again, Toronto, Vancouver, and Washington have no chance for the first pick. The actual drawing has just been conducted in a separate room. The process was witnessed by representatives of the lottery teams, different representatives from the individuals seated here. Also there was Mark Manoff, a partner in the accounting firm of Ernst & Young, who is about to deliver the sealed envelopes to the stage. Ensuring the integrity of the proceedings is NBA Vice President of Security, Horace Ballmer. Here are the team representatives. From the Orlando Magic, Senior Executive Vice President Pat Williams, a 2-time lottery winner for the Magic and 1-time winner for the Sixers. From the Detroit Pistons, head coach Alvin Gentry. From the Boston Celtics, General Manager Chris Wallace. Representing the Milwaukee Bucks, General Manager Bob Weinauer. The Bucks could lose their pick today. If they do not finish in the top 10, their pick will go to Denver. From the Philadelphia 76ers, President and part owner Pat Croce. From the Sacramento Kings, Vice President, Basketball Operations, Jeff Petrie. From the Dallas Mavericks, General Manager and Head Coach, Don Nelson. Representing the Vancouver Grizzlies, Head Coach, Brian Hill. From the Golden State Warriors, General Manager, Gary St. Jean. Ironically, Gary and all Warriors fans are hoping their number does not come up in the top 3, because if it does, they will likely wind up swapping picks with Orlando at 12. From the Los Angeles Clippers, Vice President of Basketball Operations, Elgin Baylor. From the Toronto Raptors, General Manager Glenn Grunwald. And from the Denver Nuggets, newly named Vice President and General Manager Dan Issel. We'll be back with Deputy Commissioner Russ Granick's announcement of the top picks in this year's NBA draft, right after a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA.
In dental school, we were never taught anything about estate planning. I had life insurance, and I thought that's all I needed.
Estate taxes can run as high as 55%, and unfortunately, those taxes are generally due in cash.
Prudential introduced me to estate planning. They were experts in their field.
We here at Prudential can work with you and your advisors to put together an estate plan that's right for you.
My Prudential agent helped me in preserving those assets that I worked very hard to build.
The wind howled through the trees. The monster had escaped. Danger lurked around every corner. He could be anywhere, even inside the house.
What happened to the monster?
Let's read something else.
Dad, are you scared?
It was a beautiful day.
Don't be afraid to read to your kids.
And now to announce the order of the top picks in this year's NBA draft, here's the Deputy Commissioner of the NBA, Russ Granick.
Thanks, Hannah. Well, now that everything is crystal clear, let's find out the results of the 1998 NBA Draft Lottery. The 13th pick goes to the Orlando Magic. The 12th pick goes to the Orlando Magic.
That's good news for the Warriors. They get to keep their pick.
The 11th pick goes to the Detroit Pistons. The 10th pick goes to the Boston Celtics. ninth pick goes to the Milwaukee Bucks. The eighth pick goes to the Philadelphia 76ers. The seventh pick goes to the Sacramento Kings. Sixth pick goes to the Dallas Mavericks. The fifth pick goes to the Golden State Warriors.
Vancouver has moved into the top three.
The fourth pick goes to the Toronto Raptors. Now let's see who gets the top three picks. The third pick goes to the Denver Nuggets.
That means the Clippers have won the lottery.
The second pick goes to the Vancouver Grizzlies. And that means that the first pick in the 1998 NBA draft goes to the Los Angeles Clippers. Congratulations, Elgin. Congratulations. Good luck.
And so the LA Clippers own the first pick in this year's NBA draft. We'll talk with Elgin Baylor right after these messages from your local station.
So, you think you've seen it all? Not yet. Season finale Tuesday is coming with a full hour of Mad About You starring Ellen as the new nanny, plus baby stuck in the elevator. And what really goes on in Paul and Jamie's bed.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Then, on a full hour of Frasier, Frasier gets fired and gets everybody else fired. All right. And to top it off, he gets Daphne dragged off to jail in handcuffs.
Ever find yourself in that position again, be sure to call on me.
It's season finale Tuesday on NBC. If you miss this, you'll be sorry.
This game is brought to you in part by United Airlines.
Announcing new savings from the new Dodge, with up to $1,000 extra cash back on select Dodge cars, trucks, and caravans. That's up to $1,000 in addition to existing incentives, so you could save as much as $2,000. It's our way of thanking loyal Dodge owners and welcoming new ones, because this bonus offer is open to select Ford and GM owners too, but only for a limited time. The Dodge Owners Bonus. New savings from the new Dodge.
We take the blue highways, the two-lane highways, the back roads of Illinois, and run away and play and eat pie made by a woman named Clara. Illinois has a history. It's the land of Lincoln and Frank Lloyd Wright. And Route 66, the Mother Road, the bluest of blue highways.
Call 1-800-2-CONNECT for a free weekend getaway guide to take you 1,000,000 miles from Monday in Illinois.
It's an incredible ride.
Tiger Woods, Bernie Els, David Duvall, Justin Leonard, Phil Mickelson. They're talented, confident, and have youth on their side. Generation Next has their sights set on golf's greatest championship, the U.S. Open, coming to NBC Sports June 18th.
Second pick in the 1988 NBA draft goes to the Indiana Pacers. The Los Angeles Clippers have the first pick in the 1988
Now he makes it official.
NBA draft.
Elgin Baylor likes that one.
And he likes the results a decade later as well. Elgin Baylor and the Clippers taking Danny Manning with that selection in the draft. And a nice way to celebrate the anniversary 10 years later. Now, did you know when you saw Denver coming up this year at number 3, it was you in Vancouver. And Vancouver, by terms of the expansion agreement, they couldn't get the top pick.
Well, I believe that we were going to get the #1 pick. I told that guy in the back room, I said, don't worry about it. I've got it in the bag.
You knew it was in the bag.
I just believed it.
What are your thoughts regarding who you might choose? What are your needs? You take the best player overall?
We know what player we would like. It puts us in a very good position because, you know, if you're sitting there 3rd or 4th pick, you know, you're sweating that your guy's going to be there. Now we know the player we want will be there. And it puts us in a position that you can have your cake and eat it too. We might get our guy and get something else also.
Who is the player that you want? You're not going to let us
No,
in
but
on
we
that?
know that player will be there.
Okay. You got some other questions, which I don't know if you're going to answer these or not, but you're also looking for a head coach. How's that search going?
Well, it's going pretty well. We're not putting a deadline on what we're going to do. We want to look at everything, narrow the list down. There are people that we like, and we'll make the decision. I can't give you a deadline exactly when, but we'll try to get the best possible coach we can get.
Want to toss any names out there?
No, I don't want to throw any names out there.
You're not giving anything away today,
Not today.
are you? You got some free agents to sign as well. Loy Vaught, Ike Austin. What's your top priority there in terms of your free agent?
Well, I can't say what's the top priority. We'd like to sign both of them if we can. You know, also, as you say, there's a lot of things we have to do. We have to get a coach also. So there's a lot of things that we have to, you know, get together and do. And
you got your work cut out for you,
we have our work cut out
here.
for us, but I just believe we'll get it all done.
And you guys are moving into a new arena in downtown Los Angeles after next season. Is there a sense of urgency to turn things around quickly because you want to go into there?
Well, we
want
to go in there with a very good team. We wanted to be a very competitive team, be a good team, and I think with this is going to happen, and we're looking forward to getting into our new building.
Well, best of luck to you, and you're well on your way with the top pick in this year's draft.
Thank you very much.
And we'll have to wait till the draft in Vancouver to find out just who that is. But by way of review, here's the order of selection for next month's NBA draft. The first pick belonging to the Los Angeles Clippers. Vancouver is number 2. Denver is 3rd. Toronto is 4th. Golden State 5th. Dallas is number 6. Sacramento is 7th. Philly is 8th. Milwaukee is 9th. Boston is 10th. The 11th pick goes to Detroit. The 12th and 13th picks belong to the Orlando Magic. And as a note, an addendum to this, we have just learned that the Vancouver Grizzlies actually did win the draft lottery. However, as we told you earlier, by terms of the expansion agreement, they are not allowed to have the #1 pick in the draft lottery until next season. So the top pick goes to the Los Angeles Clippers. At halftime, the Pacers lead the Bulls by 3. We send it back to Chicago for the second half right after these messages.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential, bringing strength and stability to America's families through insurance, health care, real estate, and financial services.
Over the years, one brand has won more 4x4 awards than any other name in history. Once again, we've captured everyone's attention. Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited, 4x4 of the year. Jeep, the most award-winning brand of 4x4s in all the world.
How do you get this equipment to these troops when there's a river between them? Build a bridge. Problem solving. You need it now in college. Learn it now in the Army Reserve.
There'll come a day when your photos will be so sharp, everyone will know Cousin Minnie's not really 29. Fujifilm's 35mm Superior film. Just one reason why, that day is today.
You're being signed by your favorite NBA team. You and your friends take a private jet to the All-Star game. You're playing horse with your pal Michael Jordan.
Nice shot.
Now your dreams can actually come true with the Gatorade NBA Dreams game. Just uncap a Gatorade and you could uncap your dreams. And who knows?
All right, try this.
Maybe you'll win that game of horse.
Nothing compares to Paris in the springtime. And now, tennis's most grueling Grand Slam is upon us. Pete Sampras, Martina Hingis, Anna Kournikova, Michael Chang, and more. Join us for the French Open. Coverage begins May 30th on NBC.
Back at the United Center, Bob Costas with Isaiah Thomas and Doug Collins contemplating the question, how do you shoot 27% for a half while the other team shoots nearly 50%, and yet you trail by only 3. Perhaps the answers can be found in the Miller Lite halftime stats. Roll them.
Well, Bob, if you're Indiana, you got to be happy that you're winning, but you should be up about 12 or 15 points. You shoot 49%. You turn the ball over 13 times. The Bulls scored 12 points. The Davis boys, big, 14 points and 10 rebounds. Chicago got to the free throw line 18 times, were 13-1 from the free throw line. Offensive rebounds kept them alive. They're going to have to play much better in the second half, but Indiana went in on a little bit of a downer. They know they should be up by more points than 3.
Now, Dennis Rodman didn't start the game, but surprise, surprise, he's their leading scorer, which is not necessarily a good sign. You look at Jordan, who only has 6 points, and you look at his shot chart here, everything has been inside the paint, and you ask, why is he missing those shots? Well, it's because of Indiana's help defense. When you look at Indiana, you see the scoring is spread out. You see Davis leading them. He got off early in the game, got 8 points. Reggie Miller is coming along. Smith is coming along. This is the type of game that the Pacers really want to play.
And we check in with Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Larry Bird told his team they had a great half. He told them they were really aggressive, very happy with that. Wanted them to get on the boards a little bit more. But in talking about that aggression, Mark Jackson told me that sometimes when you have turnovers like that, that comes from being aggressive. They don't want to lessen their aggressiveness just to take care of the ball a little bit more. Phil Jackson told his team too many easy shots missed, playing good defense. And another thing is Scottie Pippen to ease off the pressure on Mark Jackson, picking up playing more of a half-court defense. Bob?
Thanks, Ahmad.
When we talk about the big 3, the Chicago Bulls are scorers. Look what they shot in the first half. 3 for 24. Jordan, Pippen, and Kukoc. The rest of the team kept them alive, shooting 9 for 20 for 25 points. Don't expect for the big 3 scorers to shoot like that in the second half.
Now, some other teams would be feeling right now, oh, we're having a bad game. But when you're a champion and you've been around the block a couple of times, you know that you're going to come out and play better in the third and fourth quarter.
Before the game began, Ahmad reported that Michael Jordan has been bothered the past couple of days by a sinus condition, a bit congested. Whether or not his not feeling well had anything to do with his poor shooting in the first half, hard to tell. He's played great when feeling ill in the past. Harper. Well, they start the second half with a made basket, and they're within 1. It's an 8-0 run dating back to the end of the first half. The Pacers had led 40-31. Let's go to Ahmad again. Not just yet. Here's Michael with the steal, and Chicago with the lead. Now let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. During that halftime, I went up and asked Michael how he was feeling with his sinus condition. He said he felt fine, just a lot of his easy shots weren't falling. And one other thing I just found out, there's a press conference scheduled for tomorrow here in Chicago that Michael Jordan will be named this year's most valuable player, which means he will have won it 5 times, tying them with Bill Russell. Bob?
He gets the rebound and pitches it ahead to Pippen, who waits for Harper, who is fouled. Well, how quickly do things change right out of the blocks in this third quarter?
Now, Pippen ran out after the shot. Jordan got the rebound, and before he got the rebound, he knew Pippen was gone. Now, you watch Michael overplaying the passing lane. Eyes are big, sees it, tongue is out. I'm chasing it as he goes down court and makes the easy dunk. Now, Jordan has come out to ignite this crowd, and to follow that up, he gets the rebound. Pippen ran out, gives him the hand signal, but Jackson is back. Pippen patiently waits, let the play develop. No look pass to Ron Harper. Layup, Bulls up.
12 unanswered Chicago points, 6 at the end of the second quarter, 6 at the outset of the third.
Now, this is where the Pacers' poise will be tested. They have not faced any kind of flurry or defense playoff-wise that they have seen from the Chicago Bulls. This is where they must really calm themselves down and get good shots. The Bulls are making their run. They have to meet the challenge right now.
Harper couldn't complete the three-point play. Pippen on Jackson. Dale Davis on the drive. Swatted away by Harper, who fouled him.
That was a smart foul by Ron Harper. Dale Davis is not a good free throw shooter. Had an easy dunk. Harper came over and clobbered him.
That understates the matter. Davis, in this postseason, 14 of 31 from the foul line. The rest of the team in the playoffs is shooting 83% at the line.
When you reference that 83%, Bob, that goes back to Larry Bird and his belief that, and that goes all the way back to Boston, that they believe that in order to win championships and to win games, you must get to the free throw line and you must make free throws.
Which Dale Davis didn't do. He missed them both.
It also helps that Rick Smith, who's one of their best players, a great free throw shooter. Mullen is one of the best, and so is Reggie Miller.
Michael finds Longley, and he travels. Well, when the other team is on a run and you have a chance to slow them, both in terms of stopping the clock and getting free throws, it hurts to miss them both, as Davis did. Jackson around Pippen, finds Smits, short, and Pippen has it. Michael with Mullen on him, shoots it over, and it rattles in and out. Longley is there.
Offensive rebounding once again. Luke Longley right on the doorstep and the easy score. Ron Harper has 10 points in the game. Dennis Rodman has 9. And the big three is yet to get on track for the Chicago Bulls.
And here's a steal. Pippen for Jordan. Mullen at his mercy.
The NBA Conference Finals, next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on NBC.
The new Jeep Cherokee Classic, as seen by the white-tailed Dragonfly, with a refined interior and available select-track full-time four-wheel drive. It's a great way to cross remote territory, no matter how you look at it. Even if you're a green tree frog. Now get Jeep Cherokee and all these features, including air conditioning, at no extra charge.
What is that?
A Wendy's honey ham and chicken. Hey, that looks good. I'm gonna go get one.
Is that a whole breast filet?
It sure is.
Unbelievable!
Hey, did you get that here?
No, Wendy's.
Looks like a Dijon sauce to me, Chris.
It's got 2 slices of honey ham.
I'm hungry. Go to commercial.
Introducing Wendy's new honey ham and chicken sandwich. Chicken doesn't get any better than this, but you have to go to Wendy's to get it.
Now back to Chipper Jones.
Attaboy, Chipper. You're the man.
Try Wendy's new honey ham and chicken.
Universal Pictures invites you to come to Las Vegas, where the people are friendly.
You can't park your car here.
Is this not a reasonable place to park?
Well, you're on a sidewalk. Just a sidewalk.
The rooms are comfortable. And the atmosphere is out of this world. Johnny Depp. Benicio del Toro. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Get out of here.
Rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
I started painting when I was 3. What was your first painting? I think it was painting of a tornado. This one is Can You See the Way Left?
Miller Genuine Draft presents even more basketball.
The Bulls are on one of their patented spurts right now that they create with their defense, with their great energy, with their hustle. Michael Jordan is going to miss the shot, but Luke Longley right there for the offensive rebound. And he sticks it back in. An easy 2 points. And then the fast break by Michael Jordan. He got a steal, remember, early and got himself a dunk. This time, the little wheel and deal, the whirling dervish move in the lane. And the MVP of this season once again drops it in to give his team a 7-point lead.
Part of the reason why he is the MVP for the 5th time and why his team is the odds-on to win a 6th championship is that both he and the team are resilient. They were both way off their usual standard in the first half, but they bolt out of the blocks in the second half to extend their run to 16-0. The Pacers led 40-31, now trail 47-40. Smits can't end that run. And Pippen has it. And we note that that look inside the game is brought to you by the Miller Brewing Company. Smith shoving it back in Longley's face. $1,000 donated by Miller to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. The three is there for Reggie Miller, and finally, the Bulls' run is halted.
And Doug, when we talked to Phil Jackson yesterday, the thing that he told us was that he was concerned about his team sustaining that energy drive because they're an older team now, so they have to pick their spots.
Michael from Pippen spins baseline. Got it! After hitting 27% in the first half, the Bulls have made 6 of their first 7 here, and the only miss was put back in.
When you're making this push right now, you can't let them break your spirit. You've got to hang in there. You have to know they're a team right now that depends on these kind of surges. Here's Michael Jordan once again with a kick out. He's going to repost. And now all of a sudden he's got his rhythm. Sometimes it starts with a simple thing like a steal and a dunk.
Mullen against Jordan. Pitches from Miller, catch and shoot. Got it. Just barely beat the shot clock with a huge 3 as Miller single-handedly tries to counter Chicago.
You've got to stay attached to Reggie Miller. Harper cannot help. The help has to come from other people.
Longley doesn't get the roll. Down by 3, back come the Pacers. Mullen can't tie it. It would have been a 3. Harper fills the lane. Could have been a 3-point play, an Indiana foul.
The cross-matching has hurt Indiana defensive right now with Harper, but you see Harper gets sucked in on the penetration and can't get to Reggie. The hand is up, but that's not enough time to be able to get there defensively. You've got to stay attached to him because Reggie Miller's hit 2 big threes to keep his team in this game, but Ron Harper right now is hurting them because the Bulls are matched up different defensively with them, and Indiana is not picking up their men in the open floor.
I think with the 3 they have out on the floor in terms of Pippen, Jordan, and Kukoc, they got to do a better job of communicating, Doug, and hollering out who's got who in terms of that cross matchup.
Longley. And he'll pay a trip to the foul line. Ahmad Rashad tells us from courtside that Scottie Pippen just told Ron Harper, you've got to stay with Reggie Miller. Get up on him.
See, little things in a series and little things in a game, those are the things that beat you, and communication is such a big part of winning, and Chicago communicates better than any other team in the league.
The foul on Smits was his 3rd. A pensive Phil Jackson, but his team has a 5-point lead. Make it 6.
See the trap once again. Kukoc sort of faking the double team. They're making Mark Jackson work to get the ball up the floor. Use some of that shot clock. They're right now at 14 on the shot clock.
Stolen by Harper as he cuts in front of Miller.
You know, Pippen is a monster defensively. I mean, he's like it's like Lawrence Taylor out there playing defense right now. He's all over Mark Jackson.
This is sort of memories of 1991 when the Bulls played the Lakers, and Pippen did this with Magic Johnson up the floor. But you see Harper chasing, staying attached to him, comes into the passing lane, once again the layup, but Scottie Pippen is making life miserable right now for Mark Jackson just to get his team into their offense.
Pippen picked up that last foul. It was his first, but how quickly did Harper heed Pippen's advice and get up on Miller defensively for the steal and the hoop. Smits had it knocked away, but Mullen recovers. Hold on, Smits travels as he was surrounded by 3 white shirts.
See, Chicago is all over the place defensively now. They're very active, and it started when Dennis Rodman came into the game early in the first quarter. Now Pippen is up pressuring, and that has energized everyone else.
That one pops out for him. Here comes Jackson, pushing it up the floor. Pippen catches up with it. Mullen finding Jackson. Michaels on Reggie. 5 seconds to shoot. Stolen by Pippen. 3-on-0. Let Michael do it.
So the look on Scottie Pippen's face and the way he's all over Mark Jackson. Oh, my.
Chicago's defense suffocating the Pacers.
Something's not quite right. There. Now that's a sandwich. And there's only one beer that can stand up to a man's meal. Right again. That's living the high life. That's Miller time.
On May 20th,
One that could replace us.
the world will discover his secret.
He's pregnant.
How can he be pregnant?
What is it, virgin lizard?
He can lay up to 12 eggs. That's what he's doing in New York. He's nesting.
Using Manhattan as ground zero to cultivate the species.
Godzilla, rated PG-13. Special first showings May 19th.
You sign a lot of autographs?
Oh, yeah, you?
Some. They ask me to bend stuff a lot.
I can see that. What?
It's Lois. She's in trouble.
Did you look through that building?
Well, kind of. It's glass. Lois!
Superman, I've forgotten my wallet.
I can't carry money in this. I'm powerless.
I'm not.
My hero.
You can do more with the American Express card. Could you? For my kid.
Go get help, boy. Hurry.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite, who reminds you that whenever you feel good, it's Miller time. By Jeep, makers of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, Cherokee, and Wrangler. And by Wendy's new honey ham and chicken. Just doesn't get any better than this.
Chicago Bulls defense at its best, led by Scottie Pippen. The man is everywhere. You see him right here on the floor, and just watch his presence. He closes in on the penetration. He gets back out to Mark Jackson. They close in on Reggie Miller. He digs back, knocks the ball loose. He gets the steal, and he throws ahead to Michael Jordan. But here's Scottie Pippen once again, electrifying this crowd with his defense. The hard work to Scottie Pippen on that play, the glory to Michael Jordan. And don't believe Michael Jordan doesn't know it. Look at this. Scottie, thanks for being my sidekick.
Listen to the crowd at the United Center. Since the last 2 minutes of the first half, the Pacers have only 2 Reggie Miller three-pointers. That's it. Mark Jackson. Has it knocked away, and it's Longley who comes away with it. Pippen saves it, but Jackson bats it to Davis. Then gets it back and lays it in. So Mark Jackson makes it 56-48.
See, one of the differences in these two teams offensively, the Bulls do so much with the pass. They move the basketball. Indiana depends on Mark Jackson dribbling them into their offense. They've been totally distorted today by the Bulls defense.
On the Jordan miss, Miller has it for Indiana. Pacers just trying to weather the storm and stay reasonably close.
Chris Mullen has not scored yet today, a major factor. He's their third primary scorer.
Jackson on the run with the ball halfway down, but wouldn't stay there. Pippen stumbles, but holds on. Kukoc on the run.
See, now you see the spacing of the Chicago Bulls. In the first half, they were bogged down. Everything was congested. Now they're spread out, and now you have driving lanes and penetration lanes.
Scottie Pippen's playing the best 1-for-8 shooting game I think I've ever seen a player play.
Assists, rebounds, tremendous defense. And Jordan reaches in and fouls Mullen.
Now you watch Tony Kukoc as he drives right, but the penetration, the passing lanes, everything is open, so therefore he can get in and take the off-balance shot. And he's hollering for the foul, but that wasn't a foul. That was just good defense.
They're Pippen again with the steal.
But they give it right back. Jackson chasing it down.
Scottie is winded right now. I think he's going to have to get a little bit of a rest.
Miller, catch, shoot, miss. Rebound Longley. How disheartening is this if you're Indiana as the Bulls ask for a 20? Jordan's 5 for 16. Pippen's 1 for 8. Kukoc is 2 for 8. And the Bulls lead by 10. Pippen is winded.
I think he got poked in the eye on one of the exchanges.
Boy, you see the numbers there. 12 offensive rebounds to 4, steals 15 to 4. So that's 27 possessions to 8 there if you want to break it down. That's 19 more possessions with those two statistics. Points off turnovers 20 to 8. The difference in the game right now is 10. So there's 12. And then the free throw shooting plus 15.
And when you talk about a champion, Doug, that's how they stay in the game. You know, Jordan wasn't shooting the ball well, but he gets into it defensively with his steals. Backs Mullen down, and as Bob said, no help for that. And again, on the fadeaway. The Chicago Bulls just understand how to manufacture points. Even though they're not shooting the ball well, they've gotten to the free throw line, and they've offensive rebounded.
When you feel their flurry coming defensively, that's when you have to batten down the hatches and hold on and stay in the game.
Michael, Longley. Michael drew the defense to him, and Longley, an exceptionally good outside shooter for a 7'2" guy, was left alone. Miller slices through, but doesn't hit. Michael to the hole. He doesn't do it as often, but he can still explode. Mullen, his first field goal, and he really had to work for it. Michael feeling it. Longley, same deal, but this time he couldn't finish. Longley left alone, same spot on the floor, and Michael finding him again for the open jumper. Mullen into a crowd, lost it.
I think Michael Jordan got away with one on that time. He reached in. I thought he knocked that ball loose. They called it off Chris Mullen, but when you're the aggressor, you have a tendency to get those calls.
See, I see Indiana right now has lost confidence in their ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter. They're turning down open shots, and they're trying to take everything to the basket. Consequently, they're forcing more turnovers.
And their strength all season long was their great shooting.
Over Mullen. And board position for Antonio Davis. Kukoc into the passing lane. Fouled by Davis. Let's rewind a few possessions to Michael's baseline drive.
Now, I remember this all so well. The skip, the hop, and the boom.
See, I find the interesting thing, in this quarter, Michael Jordan has gotten a dunk and 3 layups. So he's gotten easy scores, and everything has been created by the frenetic Bulls defense led by Scottie Pippen. And Michael Jordan knows when a team is on the ropes, he goes for the killer knockout. He's going to get a rest here at 1:44 in the third period. His team now up 12.
Jordan for a rest. Pippen forced to the bench after being poked in the eye. Ahmad Rashad tells us they're checking on that, and we'll await the report. Johnny Bach, the longtime Chicago assistant who was with you in Detroit earlier this year, Doug, used to refer to this when the Bulls really clamp down defensively and turn a game around with that pressure. He used to call it unleashing the Dobermans.
Well, they used to be able to do it for 40 minutes. Now they might do it for 15 or 20. And that's why I say, Bob, when you feel it coming, and we could feel it coming here on the sideline, that's when you really have to maintain your poise as the opponent.
Rodman with 11. Pippen obviously is returned. Here he is on Jackson. Dale Davis to Antonio Davis, who was fouled by Rodman and decides to hang on the rim for a while. Tuesday on NBC, a special 1-hour season finale of Mad About You, then big surprises in the 1-hour season conclusion of Frasier. It all begins at 8/7 Central Tuesday on NBC.
So, Doug, you can't allow your guard to be under this type of pressure that Scottie Pippen is putting on Mark Jackson. One of the Davis boys, either Antonio or Dale, must come up and set a hard back screen to alleviate some of that pressure. You can't let your guard go through that type of pressure for 48 minutes.
And if you look at their other perimeter players, other than Jalen Rose, you wouldn't consider a Chris Mullin or a Reggie Miller a guy that you could have handle the basketball a little bit. They're really not great ball handlers, so much pressure on Mark Jackson to get his team into their offense. And Bob, if you remember, when we did the Charlotte series last weekend, one of the things Dave Coward said, he said, we've got to be able to initiate our offense. I think you can see the big problem today that Indiana's had.
See, Indiana and Charlotte both play out of a box set. They have a 1-guard front. And Chicago plays out of a 2-guard front, thus enabling them to pass the ball.
Pippen couldn't find the handle, and that led him to travel. The foul a moment ago was Rodman's 4th, but he stays in the game. Longley goes out, and Burrell comes in. Last minute and a half now of the third quarter. A third quarter in which the Pacers have thus far managed only 12 points. Jackson blocked by Pippen, but Scottie fouled him. His second.
See, that time Scottie Pippen expected a screen and roll, and Chicago likes to send everything baseline. There was no screen. Mark Jackson thus was able to roll off and free himself to the basket.
As we mentioned in the first half, there have been better point guards than Mark Jackson, but not many. His sense of the game, his overall vision of the court. You saw it at the end of that crucial game against the Knicks, where he quickly kicked the ball to Reggie Miller for the open 3 that really turned that series around. Not too many guys are any better than Mark Jackson in those intangible categories.
Well, the point guard position is just like the quarterback position in football. That's where you have to be extremely smart and understand your personnel. And as Mark Jackson has come along in this league, he's finally grasped and he's grown up and he understands the position probably just as well as any other guard playing, with the exception of John Stockton.
Bulls again by 10. The pass deflected, and Indiana comes away with it. Miller gets off the shot, hoping for the three-point play, but instead he'll come to the line for 2. The foul is on Kukoc, his second.
Now Indiana right now has a chance to cut it to 8, Doug. And despite the flurry, they're still in the game. And if you're Indiana, you got to be feeling really good coming into the fourth quarter saying, okay, we accepted the blow. Now it's our turn to deliver one.
Reggie Miller, a career 24-point-per-game scorer in the playoffs. Has 14 today.
You can see he's one of those guys that every playoff season scores more points for his team and his minutes go up. You can see the same thing has happened this season. And I still go back to saying that when you play the Chicago Bulls, so much is talking about your defense. How do you stop them? The Bulls have only 64 points, which is great defense. Problem is, you've got only 55. You've got to find a way to score. Charlotte scored 97 in the regular season, only 80 in the playoffs against the Bulls.
A rare free throw miss for Reggie. He only cuts the lead to 9. Steve Kerr back in. Harper overshot it. And a rebounding foul against the Bulls. It's on Kukoc. That's his third. In the first half, Dick Harder's help defense. That's the veteran assistant coach alongside Larry Bird. There he is. Used to coach at Penn, briefly the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, an assistant under NBA coaching greats like Pat Riley, Jack Ramsey, Chuck Daly. Dick Harder designed this terrific helping defense. They have a number of defenders, Miller, Smits, Jackson, Mullen, who are not good one-on-one defenders, but their team defense is terrific. It worked in the first half. Not so much here.
But see, Bob, it's really not their half-court defense that's hurt them. It's the Bulls' defense that's created offense. You can't defend against that. You can't get back against that kind of speed and quickness that they throw out there.
They've cut it to 7 after trailing by 14. Terrell with 5 on the shot clock. Now Kukoc. Missed it. Out of bounds to Chicago.
That's a big possession. If you can get that in your Indiana, you go down and score. With all that's occurred, you're only down 5. Now you give the Bulls a chance to either be up 7 or maybe 9 or 10.
Not wanting to risk a 5th foul on Rodman here in the last 12 seconds. Judge Bushler comes in for the first time, and Rodman sits down. Kerr lost it. Scooped up by McKee. Here's Miller. Harper is back. Pull-up 3. That's what they want, but they just couldn't get it. Kukoc from half court. How big would that have been if the shot had fallen for Miller? A perfect wide-open look. Could have cut it to 4 at the end of a quarter, dominated by Jordan, Pippen, and the Bulls. Instead, after 3, it's Chicago 64, Indiana 57, and you're watching the NBA on NBC. Back after this from your local station.
Waterburn, Australia, a true story. A man was prospecting behind his trailer home when he discovered a 61-pound nugget of solid gold worth $1 million. When it comes to retirement, you can depend on luck, or you can depend on us, Sun America. We specialize in retirement investments. Ask about our personal retirement portfolios, and don't leave your future to chance. Sun America, the retirement specialist.
Over the years, one brand has won more 4x4 awards than any other name in history. Once again, we've captured everyone's attention. Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited, 4x4 of the year. Jeep, the most award-winning brand of 4x4s in all the world.
Does everyone like basketball? Everybody stand?
You want to do something to help your community?
We're going to do some fundamental work.
You've just got to get off the bench.
And we're going to do some drills.
And volunteer.
Come on, good job.
Anyone can get involved. It's worth it.
Hey, the most important thing today is we're going to have fun.
Team up to improve your community.
Join us for America's most watched news magazine.
Dateline on NBC.
It's the first website that I've ever seen that I looked at and went, this is what the web should be.
The more books you order from Amazon.com, the more they get to know you, and they make personal recommendations.
And it's very, very fast. It's fun, it's vast, it piques my interest.
Sports cars are known for the way they move you, but can they really move you? Presenting Sonoma by GMC. With Vortec power, a choice of 4 different tuned suspensions, and this innovative third door, Sonoma can really move you. Sonoma by GMC, where sports car meets pickup.
Now, during GMC Pick Your Pickup Days, you can pick up a new Sonoma with low 1.9% APR GMAC financing or get up to $1,500 cash back. Going on right now at your GMC dealer.
As soon as I learned to type Amazon.com, I could get my way to about 2,500,000 books, so it's remarkably easy.
I like not standing in line and just sit here and punch one button and my book's on the way. Amazon.com gives such great discounts that even with the shipping, you come out ahead.
You're watching the News Channel. Well, you'll find News Channel 5 at 5.
Jalen Rose, he's going to run out for the fast break. You see Reggie Miller, 8.3 seconds to go. Now, he's going to take the three-point shot, but you see we got a layup here. If he throws the ball to Jalen Rose, it's a 5-point game. He went for the knockout, tried to get the three, and he missed it. Isaiah, I thought it was a bad decision by Reggie in that situation.
Well, it was a terrible decision. Anytime you got a chance to score on a 2-on-1 fast break, you take that opportunity, particularly at the end of the quarter. And those are the things that the Chicago Bulls understand because of the experience that they had, and Indiana is still trying to learn that.
Indiana has the ball as the fourth quarter begins. Here's Derek McKee. Fadeaway, overshot it. Rodman claims the rebound.
See, that's how important that is. You had the first possession of the quarter. You had that one. If you could score on both of those, it's a three-point game. That's how games turn.
Jordan with Jalen Rose on him. Shakes, fires, misses. Travis Best. To McKee, who went out early with 3 fouls and has played only 4 minutes since. Shoots over Jordan and makes this a 64-59 game.
Got to watch this lineup for the Bulls now. Michael Jordan on the floor with 4 bench players. Randy Brown, Rodman, Winnington, and Burrell. No primary scores but Michael.
Gets rid of it to Burrell, who misses badly. And a loose ball foul may be on Rodman. If so, it's his 5th. Yep. So now Dickie Simpkins enters the fray for the first time. Rodman goes out with 10:41 remaining after picking up his 5th.
If you're the Pacers, you've got to make a push right now with the lineup that the Bulls have on the floor.
Jalen Rose cuts it to 3.
See, when you talk about mental toughness, the Indiana Pacers are showing their mental toughness right now because they're believing in what they're doing and they're sustaining their offensive attack and defensive attack, and they didn't get out of their game plan.
Scott Burrell puts an end to an 11-0 Indiana run, which had sliced a 14-point lead down to 3. From Best from behind, but out of bounds off Chicago, which stops the clock with 9:53 to play in the fourth. Bulls up by 5.
Go to the playoffs, NBA.com.
Here's to all those who dream of being a champion.
The Nissan pre-Memorial Day event is going on, but only until May 18th.
so now's the perfect time to get a great deal on any new Nissan. Get all the quality and craftsmanship of the new Nissan Altima with incredible 1.9% APR financing. 1.9. Get down to your local Nissan retailer now and spend Memorial Day somewhere really fun in the new Altima you got with 1.9% APR. The Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event at your Nissan retailer only through May 18th.
We've got aisles of smiles
and people who care.
A four-star hotel high up in the air. Seats like sofas.
Food that's the feast.
As you go west, your problems go east.
Wouldn't it be great if we could all fly commercials? Well, United is making the real world better with improvements in service, seats, even faster gate check-ins. We're not perfect, but we're rising.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Budweiser. Now is the perfect time to enjoy a fresh, cold Beechwood-aged Budweiser. By the new Nissan Altima. Nissan, life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. And by Dr. Scholl's Foot Care Products. Do right by your feet.
Back in Chicago, where the Bulls lead the Pacers 66-61. I'm Ahmad Rashad. Moments ago, Scottie Pippen took a shot to the left eye, had to leave the game. He did go back into the game, but since then, he's been sitting on the bench. Right there you can see where he sort of took that shot to the eye. Since then, he's been back on the bench, and he's been icing it. And I talked to him just in that last time out. He said he's got a lot of blurred vision. But as you can see now, he's back into the game, so obviously he's available to play, Bob.
Thanks, Ahmad. How many teams' second leading scorer could help a club as much while scoring only 4 points as Pippen can? Travis Best. Well, it's 66-63.
See, Phil Jackson realized the team he had on the floor, other than Michael Jordan, was a combined 2 for 7 with 4 points. Blurred vision or not, Scottie Pippen's got to come back.
Wennington out to Burrell. And now Jordan with Rose up on him. Jalen knocks it away, and Michael lets it roll out. Only 4 on the shot clock, though. And Chicago has to put it in from near half court. Pippen has to hurry. McKee knocks it out. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Brown out, Steve Kerr in.
Another shooter coming on the floor, so I think Phil Jackson realizes he's going to have to score some points here. The defense is not going to win this game. He's going to also have to score some points.
Michael beats the shot clock, but shoots an air ball, and therefore it's a 24-second violation. He thought he was fouled.
Yeah, he got away with a hack there. He definitely was fouled on the play, but the official missed the call.
Not often that Michael doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, but that was the case there.
You watch what he'll do the next time down the floor. He'll go right to the basket and put the pressure on the officials to call the foul.
Indiana down by only 3. Travis Best, tough off-balance shot, and the follow for Dale Davis. A 1-point game.
Travis Best's quickness has given this Indiana team a little spurt right now.
And the most important thing for Indiana right now, Doug, is Reggie Miller and Rick Smith is on the bench getting a needed blow.
Here's Michael backing in the lane, coming over McKee with the help, getting a piece of the ball, but also a piece of Michael, bringing an immediate smile to Doug Collins because that time he wasn't hit nearly as hard as he had been hit by Rose earlier, but he does get the whistle. Next weekend, the conference finals continue. On Saturday, showtime at 3, then the Bulls and the Pacers from Market Square. Sunday, showtime again at 3 Eastern, Jazz and Lakers, Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals from the Forum in L.A., and then Monday, Memorial Day, again 3 Eastern time for showtime, Game 4, Bulls and Pacers. TNT picks up the playoffs tomorrow night, Game 2 from the Delta Center. The Jazz and the Lakers. Utah really putting a hurt on L.A. yesterday. Michael hits them both. Antonio Davis operates on Luke Longley, and there's a foul. It's Pippen who raises his hand. He was trying to get the officials to call a foul on him. Instead, it's Longley with his third. And it would have been Pippen's third, so Luke was really in no greater foul trouble than Scotty.
And here's where that free throw line is going to be very, very important. Antonio Davis has made some big ones in this playoff series so far in the first 2 rounds.
Not this time.
He made 2 critical free throws against the New York Knicks after a block or after an offensive rebound that really sealed game 2. Stepped up and put the game away.
Misses them both. Jordan into the lane. The Bulls by 5. And Michael with 20.
That time Jordan was able to split the double team. They didn't close it up, and Jordan was able to drive and score the easy layup.
Jalen Rose accelerates on Jordan. Baseline jumper hits the side of the glass. They've got 1 second to shoot, and they won't beat the shot clock.
Bob, how often have we seen Michael Jordan struggle through stretches of basketball games, and you said there's no way the guy's going to get 30 points, but yet he always finds a way to get it done. After a miserable first half, he's worked himself into a 20-point game already with 7.5 minutes to go.
This is the 167th playoff game of Jordan's career. To the hole, reverse, plus the foul! Of brilliance interrupting the point. This is the 161st time in 167 career playoff games that he's scored at least 20, and many of them have been just gorgeous.
Isaiah, look what they've done, though. They see the Pacers overplaying. They stretch their offense out. They flash their center, a backdoor cut. That's what happens when you play against the Bulls. They make their adjustments, knowing if you're going to extend your defense, we'll bring our offense out and we'll play against your strength.
Now, Larry Bird has brought Reggie Miller back into the game, and Miller now has to take over, and he's got to score some baskets for the Pacers.
Offensive foul on Dale Davis. He moved on the screen.
Indiana was down by only 1, but now they trail by 8.
You see him splitting the double team as he floats down the middle, extends and lays it up. Pippen has supplied the defense, and Jordan is supplying the offense.
Steve Kerr misses the 3. Travis Best on the shot to the hole. There's contact, and it's a block. Steve Kerr gets up in disbelief. He thought that Best would be nailed with the charge, but instead, it's a block.
I thought at the last moment it looked like Steve Kerr moved his body. We'll have to take a look here, but see if when he jumps sideways, if he moves over. Looked like he sort of twisted his shoulder a little bit.
Indiana hasn't capitalized at the line.
Isaiah, this is a tough call because Steve Kerr at the last moment sort of turns his shoulder a little bit. That's one of those that can go either way. Travis Best got the call on that one.
I think anytime you drive into the basket and that defender turns that shoulder, it has to be called against the defender.
Indiana creeps back to within 7. Turnaround fadeaway. Rebound Burrell, but stolen by McKee.
Got a mismatch. Smith is being played right now by Steve Kerr. They've got to go to him.
Instead, it's Best missing a 3.
That's just lack of recognition on your point guard's part that time. You got to swing the ball around, and you got to get the ball to Smith with the mismatch. You're down 7.
With all due respect to Travis Best, Mark Jackson probably doesn't miss seeing that. Here's Longley. And Smits is there for the rebound. Burrell, though, reaches in to tie him up. A timeout with 6:08 remaining. And the Bulls up by 7. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
The Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event is going on, but only until May 18th. So now's the perfect time to get a great deal on any new Nissan. Get all the quality and craftsmanship of the new Nissan Altima with incredible 1.9% APR financing. 1.9. Get down to your local Nissan retailer now and spend Memorial Day somewhere really fun. In the new Altima you got with 1.9% APR. The Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event at your Nissan retailer only through May 18th.
How to speak Australian.
Oi!
Wake up call. Beer. Foster's. Australian for beer.
It's a fast-paced world for small business today. To stay on top, you need to react to change with lightning speed. That's why we're introducing Kinko's Express, the new 24-hour self-service area that lets you get things done fast. Kinko's Express, the new way to office.
Hey, California, how far do you run?
35 miles a week.
10 miles a day. What does that do to your shoes?
The shoe breaks down.
Cushioning is gone. These are the Dr. Scholl's Sport insoles.
They provide extra cushioning and shock absorption for your feet.
You just went for a quick run. How did it feel? Considerably better.
I feel good. You think you'll be able to run more miles a day now?
Definitely.
This is for Mr. Blanchard, who told me to make something of myself. For Miss Miller, who never let me settle for a seat. For my parents, who believe in my dreams. For myself, for my future.
Be all that you can be.
Exposing the secrets of deception. Evil evangelists, faith healers who scam unsuspecting people. Their tricks unmasked. Psychic surgery, no anesthesia, just their bare hands. Their dirty con unmasked. Mysterious crop circles, the truth behind the ancient hoax and how they were made. An all-new special, Unmasked, NBC tonight at 7, 6 Central.
Rick Smits is the Pacers' second leading scorer. He's got to be yelling to Dale Davis instead. You got to get out of here. I've got a mismatch. Let me come to the post against Steve Kerr. Instead, what happens is Davis tries to get out of there. Travis Best gets a little confused, and he ends up shooting the long jump shots. That's a possession loss in a critical fourth quarter.
On the last call a moment ago, one official said jump ball. He was overruled. A foul on Scott Burrell. And so Indiana inbounds. Coming up to 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Pacers trail by 7. Miller lets fly and misses. Flat-footed rebound to Michael. Pippen inside Rodman, and he was fouled by Best. Tonight on NBC begins with an all-new special, Unmasked, exposing the secrets of deception. It's about time somebody did that, followed by the network premiere of The Bridges of Madison County, starring Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep. It all begins at 7, 6 Central tonight on NBC.
You know, other than the 2 threes that Reggie got that third quarter off the little broken play where Ron Harper left him in the transition, he really has been very quiet. And he cannot go stretches of the game where he's not a primary focus. I know that they're a very balanced team, but Reggie now has got to get himself involved for longer stretches of time.
Doug, they're trying to run Reggie's screen and roll on the left side of the court, and Chicago pushes everything down to the baseline, and Jordan is able to stay on his shooting hand. If they're going to run screen and roll with Reggie Miller, they have to do it on the opposite side of the court.
Rodman missed both free throws, but Indiana couldn't control the rebound, and rather than risk, well, they got the 5-second call. I thought Dennis had gotten the timeout. He was about to ask for it, but they called him for failing to get the ball in bounds.
The Bulls are leaving the door open. It's still only a 7-point game. We got 5.5 minutes to go. If the Pacers can just find a way to get the ball in the basket.
It's McKee driving on Jordan, and a foul on the play. With 5:27 remaining, And the Bulls in front, 73-66. Jordan hit with his first personal. He's had 2 technicals called on him during this year's playoffs. Had some moments of anger.
We talk about that free throw line now. Antonio Davis has missed 2. Dale Davis has missed 2. Now Derek McKee steps up and he misses 1. And Isaiah, you talked about that free throw line. In the playoffs, the Pacers are shooting 78%.
But just 9 of 16 today and make it 9 of 17. Barely 50%.
And those 2 were the first 2 free throws that McKee has missed in the playoffs.
Michael with room.
See, that's a 4-point swing. Instead of bringing it down to a 5-point game, it's pushed back out to 9.
Miller on the run, and he was fouled. Jordan has 25 now after a very slow start.
And you watch Michael come off the screen and get his feet set, goes up. Davis is a little too late, and he drilled it, nailed it right in the hole.
Isaiah, when you're a scorer as you were, and you go 1 for 9, and you're sitting in the locker room, one of the things you say to yourself, I got to find some easy baskets. Michael did that in the 3rd quarter. So now he steps out, and that jumper comes a lot easier because you've got some baskets going to the basket, and it's opened up the entire part of his game.
And you always believe that your next shot, no matter how many you've missed before, is going in.
Here's his next shot. It's going in, and he's going to the line.
See, that's what Dick Harder doesn't want from his defense. If you're going to foul Michael Jordan, don't give him the attempt at the three-point play. You see Reggie Miller, they're fighting for the post. Jordan gets him on his back. Now watch Miller slaps down, gives him a little soft touch, and Jordan is strong enough to follow through. Dick Harder wants that foul to be a grab, all out, hold him, don't let him get the shot off. Now Jordan goes to the line with a possible three-point play with a chance to extend this lead to 10.
Can't do it. 4:45 to play. Trailing by 9. Jackson has it knocked away by Pippen, but it's out of bounds off Chicago.
See, instead of Davis running by Jackson like that, he has to turn around and come back and set a back screen on Pippen to leave that pressure.
Joey Crawford that time signaled that it was Bulls ball. He meant that it belonged to the Pacers. Phil Jackson's little chuckle knows that Scottie Pippen knocked the ball out. A little gamesmanship, trying to steal a call there.
Smits. Michael sniping from behind, literally hopping mad after being called for his second foul.
Now, anytime you're a big guy, you don't want to put that ball behind your head. He puts it behind his head, and again, that's guard's territory. Jordan gets a clean slap at it. Anytime that ball comes behind a big man's head, that's guard's ball.
Now, you said if you fling it below your waist, it's vulture territory. If you put it above your head, it's guard territory. Now, where are you going to put it?
You're supposed to keep that ball, as Bill Walton used to do, right up under your chin if you're a big man. You do not put that ball behind your head, or you did not take it below your waist. Guards, little guys, we run around, we're looking for that.
That was Rick Smith's first point of the second half and just his 7th point of the game. And Kukoc comes out of there with it for Chicago. Trying to extend an 8-point lead. Kerr looking for Michael, but he's covered. Kukoc on the drive. Offensive foul as he threw an elbow trying to give himself a little space.
Where Antonio Davis moved his feet so well on that play, funneled Tony to the outside, and as Kukoc tried to turn the corner, Tony pushed him off. You see, it makes him go to his right hand. Tony wants to go left on everything, and then he put out that left arm and got the foul.
5 on Kukoc, who goes out, replaced by Rodman, who has 5 fouls. Fakes Harper off his feet. Outside to Jackson. Knocked away from him. And then Indiana has to foul before Chicago can get the break going.
See, Indiana has to do a better job of screening. They're passing ships in the night, and they're not setting solid screens. Therefore, Reggie Miller can't get open.
Antonio Davis with his 4th foul. You said in the opening, Zeke, that Rick Smits has got to have a big game and a big series for Indiana to have a chance today and beyond. Well, he's been held to 7.
I think for the Pacers, Rick Smits has to play well. And the reason why, if you go back to that New York series, the first game he was 3 for 19. He's got to come back and he's got to establish himself in this series, because that's where they're going to have to win basketball games at. Because Jordan and Pippen, they're going to find ways to beat you.
Isaiah, along that line, though, they've got to find a way to initiate their offense. Mark Jackson's getting eaten alive by Pippen, so Smith can't get down there and get position because Scotty won't let them get into their offense.
Yeah, since Davis is taking it out, he has to come up and set a back screen.
We've seen virtually none of Mark Jackson's post-up game today, taken away from him by Pippen. Harper with hustle, but couldn't save it in.
Now, Phil told us, he said, Mark Jackson's not going to post up against us. We are going to put a bigger, stronger guard on him. We are going to take that part of the game away from them.
A whistle before the shot. If it's Rodman, he's gone. And he is.
See, that's why I love playing in big games, and Joey Crawford was the official, because he's not afraid to make a call on a superstar player this late in the game and send him to the bench.
Rodman escorted to the bench by Harper. Didn't start, wound up playing 23 minutes, a combination of not starting and foul trouble. 11 points, 10 rebounds.
And he really jump-started his team in the first half when the big three were struggling. He came in, he gave them toughness, he ran the floor, his defense was excellent, gave them a great hustle play.
That was it, number 6 on Rodman.
Well, they call the foul on the extension of the forearm. Anytime you're down in that low post, you can have your forearm bent, but you can't extend it. And they call the foul on the extension. But I thought Phil Jackson made a serious gamble by not starting Dennis Rodman, and he got away with one. I hope he don't try that in game 2.
Longley is fouled over the back. It's 4 on Smits. So Luke goes to the line with a chance to increase the lead to double figures again.
You see the head-to-head competition between Smits and Longley. And if the Pacers get any type of game out of Rick Smits today, then this is a totally different ball game.
And Longley, who intends to play for Australia on home turf in the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, makes them both. Bulls by 10. Jackson into the lane. Finger roll good.
Delay of game warning against the Pacers. Mark Jackson touched the ball after he laid it in.
Now, Doug, one of the tendencies that Chicago has is that when they get comfortable and they feel like they've put a game away, they'll let up. Let's see what happens these next 2.5 minutes.
Kukoc finds Jordan. Michael with the basket, but Kukoc made the play with a fine assist. Michael with 29. Miller with the catch and shoot. And the 3 goes in and out. The Pacers may be finished for today. Michael. He'll be at the foul line with a chance to increase a 10-point lead.
Great backdoor cut by Michael Jordan. He starts up, he reverses, and Tony Kukoc gives him a great pass. And again, another easy layup for Michael Jordan. This is what tears Dick Carter's heart out. Easy layups. Michael sets him up with great footwork, the little shove, the easy layup. The Bulls up by 10 with 2:28 to go in the fourth quarter.
On June 12th.
Are these really necessary?
Only if we crash. Harrison Ford.
Mayday, mayday.
Hits the beach.
What are we, like shipwrecked?
But this trip to paradise.
We got company.
Is no vacation.
I just want one thing to go right.
From director Ivan Reitman comes the ultimate summer escape.
1, 2.
I can't!
6 days, 7 nights. Rated PG-13. Escape June 12th.
The Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event is going on, but only until May 18th. So now's the perfect time to get a great deal on any new Nissan. Get all the quality and craftsmanship of the new Nissan Altima with incredible 1.9% APR financing. 1.9. Get down to your local Nissan retailer now and spend Memorial Day somewhere really fun. In the new Altima you got with 1.9% APR. The Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event at your Nissan retailer only through May 18th.
Bobby?
What do you want?
We've got to talk. These kids you're mixed up with don't know right from wrong.
They're my friends.
People who don't dial 1-800-COLLECT are nobody's friends. 1-800-COLLECT is 10 cents a minute every evening.
Really?
This isn't a game, kid. You could be saving your parents money.
Bobby, with us or him?
You made the right choice, son. 1-800-COLLECT, 10 cents a minute every evening.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Michelin, celebrating 100 years of innovation.
Spend Memorial Day weekend with NBC and the NBA Conference Finals. Next Saturday at 3 Eastern, Michael Jordan and the Bulls face the Pacers and Reggie Miller. Then next Sunday at 3 Eastern, the Jazz and the Mailman take on the Lakers and Shaq. And next Monday, the Bulls meet Larry Bird's Pacers again. A holiday treat next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on NBC.
Doug, this is why Michael Jordan doesn't want to play another game without Scottie Pippen. They fit like hand in glove. Jordan dominates offensively, and Pippen dominates the game defensively. You see, he only has 4 points, but Pippen has put his stamp on his game, so Jordan is allowed to roam free offensively.
Well, when you talk about Scottie Pippen, these are the unselfish things that he brings. And this is another reason why the Bulls are the champions. We knew Michael Jordan was going to work himself into his points. But the Bulls recognized that Mark Jackson was the key to their offensive production, whether it be taking away the post-up or initiating the offense. And Scottie Pippen has totally disrupted that. He will walk in the locker room, and yes, he has 4 points, but he'll be the happiest man in there that his team won. And
30 for Michael after that free throw.
Hey, Ron, nice game.
31, and the game just about put away. Up by 12. 2:25 left. Pippen again all over Jackson. Smits, the hook. Rebound for Antonio Davis, who takes a spill. Pippen thought he traveled, but there's a foul called on Kukoc, and that should finish him. He's fouled out, as has Rodman. Now, folks, if you missed the final Seinfeld, you have a second chance. Wednesday on NBC, an encore presentation of one of the biggest series finales in history, the final Seinfeld, at 8, 7 Central, Wednesday on NBC. The Pacers will have a second chance here on Tuesday. They split 4 games during the regular season with the Bulls, remember that, and one of their 2 defeats was a very close loss at Market Square, the game in doubt to the last 30 seconds. They believe they can play with the Bulls. And they won't leave this game unconvinced of that. But there was that burst in the third quarter that turned the game around.
Bob, it's important right now for the Pacers to keep competing with Chicago, because over the next 10 days, they're going to play this series out. And the person that you're playing against, you have to be able to look that gentleman in the eye and come out every single night and compete against him. He can never see any waver in your confidence.
And in fact, the Pacers didn't wilt, because even after relinquishing a 9-point lead and trailing by 14, they got back to within 1 before the Bulls put some space between them again. Michael with Reggie on him, trying to make a statement. It's short. Jordan reaches in and rips it out of Jackson's grasp. Harper has an open shot, but he says, no, let's sit on the clock for a while.
How about the reflexes and the quickness of Jordan? Before Jackson could even take a dribble, he caught the ball in midair before it even hit the floor.
Here he is, missing off the baseline. Antonio Davis has it. As soon as Miller got on him, Michael, with the game already put away, wanted to hit the basket right in Reggie's face for obvious reasons. Smits, probably too little, too late.
You know, in our opening, we talked about Michael and Reggie have played against each other 42 times. Michael has won 29. This will be number 30, and their scoring has been Michael a little over 30, Reggie a little over 19. Today, you're going to see about those same numbers.
Scotty blocked. But he battles to recover it, and Kerr has it. 1 second to shoot. And apparently he didn't get it off in time. 24-second violation. Pacer ball, trailing by 8. 49 seconds left. Reggie Miller gave Larry Bird 16 points, at least to this point. Jordan with 31, 25 of them in the second half. To the hole, and that little floater with the high arc works for him again.
Pacers got to take a foul here. They're down 6. They should foul Harper, make him make a couple free throws, and don't wait for Michael to get it.
Now Michael will pound it into the floor and dare them to foul him. Meanwhile, look at all the time going off the clock. Jordan Longley pulls it in. That finishes the Pacers. Game 1 to Chicago. When we come back, Michael Jordan will visit with Ahmad Rashad. We'll also have Scottie Pippen. But for the moment, we step aside. Back to the United Center after this.
The Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event is going on, but only until May 18th. So now's the perfect time to get a great deal on any new Nissan. Get all the quality and craftsmanship of the new Nissan Altima with incredible 1.9% APR financing. 1.9. Get down to your local Nissan retailer now and spend Memorial Day somewhere really fun. In the new Altima you got with 1.9% APR. The Nissan Pre-Memorial Day event at your Nissan retailer only through May 18th.
Hey, California, how far do you run?
35 miles a week. 10 miles a day.
What does that do to your shoes?
The shoe breaks down. Cushioning is gone.
These are the Dr. Scholl's Sport insoles.
They provide extra cushioning and shock absorption for your feet.
You just went for a quick run. How did it feel?
Considerably better.
I feel good. You think you'll be able to run more miles a day now?
Definitely.
Daddy, do a lion. Do a giraffe. That's not a giraffe.
No, but it's a really good sandwich.
McDonald's is going wild over Disney's most adventurous theme park ever, Disney's Animal Kingdom, with the wild barbecue taste of McRib. Supersize any extra value meal, and you could instantly win a vacation to Disney's Animal Kingdom Park from McDonald's. So tame your hunger with McRib.
What animal are you doing now?
A hungry one.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
How to speak Australian. Witness Protection Program. Beer. Foster's, Australian for beer.
Did you hear Robertson's leaving?
How long was he here?
I don't know. Forever.
Oh. You know, he was one of the good guys.
Yeah, real team player.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss him.
He will be missed. So who gets his ThinkPad?
ThinkPad. It's what they're waiting for. And now you can afford to give it to them.
Wednesday, an alien abduction. Oh, yeah! And Harry's the alien thereafter. Oh, yeah! The big Third Rock rescue.
Let's go!
And will Don and Sally...
Ready to rock my world? Well, you're definitely in for a jostle.
Phil Hartman and Jan Brooks in the one-hour Third Rock season finale. NBC Wednesday. Oh, yeah!
I'm Ahmad Rashad back in Chicago. I'm joined by Chicago's dynamic duo, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. And Michael, even though you guys struggled in the first half, you're still able to stay in the game. But the third quarter, you turned it up.
Well, our defense kept us in the game the first half. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I was 1 for 9, he was 1 for 7 or 8, and Tony was 1 for 7 or 8. And we knew we was only 3 points down, so we came out the third quarter with a lot of defensive intensity, which gave us easy shots on the break.
You have always told me that defense wins championships, and Scotty, the defensive job you did on Mark Jackson was just tremendous.
Well, that's why I got to exert all of my energy in this series, you know, to try to stop Jackson and stop letting him have the easy pass to find the shooter. So if I can just keep my guys working and watching me in the back, I can keep the pressure on them in the backcourt.
What about your shooting, Michael? You're struggling a little bit in the first half, but you found a way to get it in.
My rhythm was totally off early. You know, I tried to be passive a little bit, try to move the ball, get everybody involved, and then try to assert myself. But I think in the first half, I got too relaxed, and I lost my rhythm. And, you know, good thing that our defense held up. And in the second half, I forced myself to come out and be more aggressive and find some easy shots.
And watching you guys start off at the beginning of the game, it looked like you were trying to set the tone that this is the way this playoffs is going to go, Scott.
Well, we were trying to set the tone, but we missed a lot of easy baskets, a lot of layups, and, you know, we tried to limit their run-outs. They got 11 fast-point break in the first half, but that's the big key in stopping this team is not letting them get those early shots.
All right, congratulations, guys. Fine job. All right, back to you, Bob.
Ahmad, thanks a lot. One more break, and then back to wrap things up from Chicago.